Good evening, Twitch. How you doing? It's Thursday, June 10th, 2021. Sorry a bit late. Little exhausted, unfortunately, for today. And, well, that unfortunately led to the result of, me being late. So, my apologies on that. But, hopefully you had yourself a good Thursday. If you didn't, well, you got a lot to catch up on, because I guess, if anything, the unofficial kickoff for E3 and is now on June, thanks to Jeff Keighley. A little surprised, actually. I realize I keep getting him mixed up with another figure. Was it Kevin Piera and his little controversy? I always get them mixed up. But if you didn't see today, Jeff Keighley did his summer game fest, which was kind of a kickoff event today. Which I think it was like a 4 or 5 hour stream, more or less just going over upcoming releases that will obviously be announced during E3, but just they don't fall under that traditional umbrella. So I thought, before we jump on in, we're going to play some EDF World Brothers on hard mode today. Why not just kind of go over the games here and see what was actually announced here? So, hey, how's it going, Newton? Time to shoot these giant bugs down. I know, but before we do that, there's Summer Games Fest. How you doing, though, Newton? How has your day been? Hopefully you caught that, but a little interesting that Jeff Keighley's network cut so deep, actually. Apparently even this one I actually completely missed. I apparently missed out the first one, actually, which was Tiny Tina's Wonderland. So I guess if anything, Borderlands? I guess this is a Borderlands 3 expansion or something. Doing good. Thinking about getting the extra mission pack for World Brothers. Extra mission pack? What am I saying? Of course, there's an extra mission pack. This is EDF here. That's a lot of DLC. Operation Rescue. Interesting. How many missions? Is it even out yet? That's the other question. Huh. I guess it is out then. It's up to you, honestly. Like, I feel like if anything, when it comes to EDF, they already give you the story itself. The extra pack is more or less a fun additional scenario. So they're kind of giving you that there. I wanted to kind of go over real quick with the Summer Games Fest announcement here, which is some of them honestly interest me here. Tiny Tina's Wonderland. If you heard Tiny Tina, she's from Borderlands. I'm not all that interested, to be honest. I did enjoy, was it the Borderlands 2 expansion with Tiny Tina. That was more because if you actually liked the story, or at least found it at least entertaining, it was actually something to actually give you some more to play with. But Metal Slug Tactics. Emu is actually apparently going to be publishing a Metal Slug Tactics game, which honestly could work very easily, actually. Like, tactics games can be brutally difficult, actually. And what better format than turning a franchise like Metal Slug into a tactics game? Kind of interesting, honestly. I'd like to see a little bit more of that. And of course, we have Death Stranding's director cut. Let's be honest. Let's not have Kojima guess any more of what the future would actually be like. We don't need anything more coming true. We have Jurassic World Evolution 2. Honestly, it was weird that Jeff Goldblum, but then again, it shouldn't surprise me Jeff Goldblum made an appearance. It was still weird. It's like I'm used to just seeing him now do those apartment commercials. We have Lost Ark. I must have looked away, actually, because I don't remember Lost Ark, actually. Call of Duty Warzone. Here's one thing, actually, that's really weird about the Summer Game Fest. I know, obviously, it was their kickoff event. Can we just say it was weird that you actually had live guests and they were only there for, like, a minute? I think, if anything, actually, the manager for Call of Duty Warzone, she was on there the longest, actually, compared to the other people. Anyway, they have an Among Us roadmap, which I'm okay with that. Let's be honest, everyone loves freaking Among Us. There'll still be people who play with it, but I don't really have a group of people to play that game with or do any sort of argumentation and debate. So, but still, it's good that they're still expanding the game, and if people want to keep on playing, well, good for them. Salt and Sacrifice, the Salt and Sanctuary devs apparently are now making a sequel to their game, which is good. I wasn't a huge... I never actually got to try Salt and Sanctuary, so a 2D Dark Souls game is an interesting concept, and it's good to see them actually make a second one, and it has online co-op. That, if anything, is probably going to be their big thing, is letting people have an online co-op. Solar Ash, that game is still in development. Probably, actually, surprisingly enough, that would be the game I looked at and would actually want to say, yeah, this is the game that's not being published, but apparently, in terms of progress, Solar Ash is one of them. Valorant literally showed a 3-second trailer, if you even want to call it that. Don't even know why they did that. Escaped from Tarkov. Kinda looks like they're doing I almost want to say they're doing somewhat of a battle royale, but it kind of reminded me more of a Rainbow Six Siege. Then the simulation developers 2 Point, they're now making a 2 Point campus game. I don't know. I've kind of it's been a while since I've actually played a simulation game. But hey, it looks interesting at the very least. It looks interesting. There are actually a lot of things actually this Summer Game Fest. Now they just realized it. There's a lot of announcement stuff. Stranger Things is having a crossover with Smite. That is a weird one. I was not a fan of Stranger Things, honestly, but I can understand why. But of all things, Smite is the free-to-play game where you play as the gods. Feels like a weird crossover. But, considering it's the only thing I know that Hi-Rez is doing lately, so hey. Stranger Things got a crossover with that 7 Deadly Sins mobile game. Really? Like the anime 7 Deadly Sins? That's just, oh man, that is weird. Like, this gotta be contracts are written like years ago, and it's like, okay, we finally actually did it. Saber Interactive is working on a new Painkiller game, or... Well, not really. They're working on a new Painkiller game, because the original developers were People Can Fly. I'm trying to remember what their last game was, actually. But, if you want a new Painkiller game from that, the franchise continues. Anacrusis is just going to be a new, what do you call it? Left 4 Dead. Except this time, you're aboard in a futuristic ship. You're in the future, basically. Instead of being in city streets, you're in the future. So, Left 4 Dead in space. That's probably the best way to say it. It's Left 4 Dead in space. I don't have an interest in it, to be honest. Rocket League's doing their new expansion with the Fast and Furious, so... Yay, more DLC. It depends how you feel about the Fast and Furious franchise. I'm not part of the fandom. But honestly, it's good to see that Rocket League is still very, very popular. Let's see, what else was there? There's Blood Hunt. No idea what Blood Hunt is actually supposed to be. They literally showed, isn't it cool to be a vampire? So I don't know if it's supposed to be like a battle royale or like a For Honor system. It'll be interesting to see what it's supposed to be, though. Let's see what else. House of Ashes. I don't even honestly like all the games that are supposed to be horror this time around. I don't even know if they're actually supposed to be scary. It's a little weird, honestly. Then you have Tales of Arise. I'll be honest, Tales of Arise is probably the one thing that was actually probably interesting. Like, none of these games really scream out, this is a game I gotta buy. Tales of Arise is literally only technically on my list just simply because it's an RPG. And the character design looks really, really interesting. But I still am a little odd about the plot, honestly. And I don't know if it had to do with just the English voice acting or not. Of like the main character specifically. You have Sky, the little prince season. So literally based off the little prince. I'll say 2 games actually were really weird looking compared to like what everything else is. In terms of artistic direction, the Planet of Lana, I had to laugh the moment I actually saw the Planet of Lana trailer, just simply because the moment I started seeing what basically were aliens landing on the planet, I literally just went in my head, the Space Marines have come to this planet. And like the background artwork is so beautiful, but yet it has 2 very jarring looking characters. You know, like the I'm just gonna call it a cat and the human being. Like it's a weird, jarring disparity between the two. And speaking of disparities, actually, Overwatch, Overwatch 2. Literally, the only reason they're there is to show here's our new models for Baptiste and Sombra. That was it. They literally had a person from the Overwatch team show up for like 30 seconds. Here, take a look at our new models. Goodbye. That is, like, honestly, I feel like that's the weirdest part of this entire Summits Games Fest for the kickoff. Is that all these people were there for like 10 seconds and then they're done. And I kind of get why. But at the same time, give them the actual time. It's the same thing with Weezer as well. Weezer was a musical guest in the middle of the freaking show. I don't know why Weezer was there. They were promoting what would basically be a Tony Hawk game, instead just with a wave boat. Which, honestly, I think if you're a huge fan of the original Tony Hawk games and you just loved doing all the tricks, probably gonna get that from that boat game. But then we have Monster Hunter Stories 2. That game has an art style that honestly reminds me of Breath of the Wild 2. Or Breath of the Wild. That is a very striking art style. Like that and Tales of Arise. Probably to me was like, okay, these are the 2 art styles I actually like the most. Will I get Monster Hunter Stories 2? Probably not, but from what I remember, it was like a Pokemon style game. So it's kind of weird seeing all these characters literally hopping on the monsters and being all buddy-buddy with them. At least compared to my personal experiences playing Monster Hunter World. Now we have Endless Dungeon. That game's also still in development. A new skin for Nier 2B is now going to be in Fall Guys. I honestly want to say Fall Guys clearly has, or Mediatonic. I don't know, it's because of Epic Games now, because Epic Games owns Mediatonic, but they have easily probably the most amount of crossovers I've seen in a video game in a long time, aside from maybe Super Smash Brothers. And it's just costumes. Like, it's all cosmetic, but still. For a game that was literally meant to be just like, here's a quirky game show, there's so many different video game outfits you could possibly buy. Then you have Turtle Rock Studios. I'm actually glad Turtle Rock still exists, but they're the ones who actually are the creators of the original Left 4 Dead, and they're still working on Back 4 Blood. I don't have a group for it, so kind of falls off my radar. I think the only Tunic. The little Fox isometric game. That's still in development after 6 years. That game originally graphically looked amazing, and it has my interest. I don't think it has my interest anymore after 6 years. I kind of want to see if there's actually a story behind it or anything, because it's been in development for 6 years. It's kind of like one of those things like, wait, I thought you were just faded away into nothingness. The game I gotta say, the one game actually I'll say this, that's easily the most ambitious though, is Tribes of Midgard. And I don't fully understand what it's supposed to be, because it feels like it's a dungeon crawler, a tower defense, and a boss rush. All in one. And I don't know if you're supposed to be playing this with like a group of friends, or if you're supposed to be playing the game solo. I really don't know what you're actually supposed to be doing in that game. But if there's a game that to me looked like that had the most ambition, it was Tribes of Midgard. And then our last two games here, we have Evil Dead, the movie, the game. That is a game, I don't expect licensed games to look graphically amazing. I don't know why that game looks like it's Dead by Daylight, but with a better art style and a better graphics engine. Once again, not my thing. I don't do horror stuff, but it's honestly pretty amazing to see a game of Evil Dead. I think when was that movie? When did that series come out? Like the 1980s, 70s? To actually have a game today. It's a little weird, honestly. And then finally, well, let's be honest, I do enjoy Dark Souls from time to time. Elden Ring finally got a release date, which, if anything, kind of makes me shocked of how deep connections Jeff Keighley actually has, and makes me wonder where the heck he gets all this money from, because being able to pull out a trailer kind of feels like they actually grabbed the rug out of E3 by itself. I mean, granted, From Software didn't really have a place to announce it, but you still would think that Xbox would have it, or Sony would have it. Just to be able to have that exclusive announcement, but no. Jeff Keighley, he's got a network. I'm honestly impressed. But we'll see what else comes up. I think tomorrow is pretty much going to be a write-off. And then on Saturday is when E3 officially begins, according to the E3 Expo event. I wish there could be a new Poker Night game. Too bad it was made by Telltale. It wouldn't be honestly too hard to make a game like that, honestly. Like, yeah, it's difficult in the sense of actually just simply getting the characters. And that's a game that honestly I'm surprised they had Evil Dead as a representation. Because it was all about just, like, originally it was just about video games, or like people who were so close connected to the video games, which is why Taiko was there. But then they really kind of expanded it because Telltale became a very much a game studio darling. And so they had a huge network of people to actually make connections with and stuff. The Max and Ash interactions were pretty funny. I didn't get the second one, but I remember watching all the interactions, because obviously that had a lot more content than the original. But really, at the end of the day, the banter is really why you bought that game, because it was just playing poker. And that's fine. Like, getting a poker game every once in a while is pretty good. If they literally had like a yearly model of the inventory, I think I would be very exhausted. So I'm kind of okay with only 2 existing. I could see a third being made by some other developer. Oddly enough, I could probably see Mediatonic doing it, just because it seems like they have the connections with all these game development studios. Although I think people have an expectation now to actually have, like, cartoon characters and such now that, let's be honest, Telltale kind of raised the bar pretty high, because it's very rare to see development studios from different industries do crossovers. You like poker, banter was icing on the cake. You know what, honestly, here's what actually would be good. If they could actually make an online version of that. That literally would be the next logical step. Literally have another player. Literally have players basically role play as those characters. Obviously, I think it'll be a much faster paced style game. But I think for some, like, you could find a way to make it work. You could easily find a way to make it work. But for now, why don't we play some EDF World Brothers here? This is what you actually come here to say. I just kind of wanted to talk about the Summer's Games Fest because that was kind of a weird thing to actually have for today. Because I don't think I was ready for that, honestly. I was actually personally gonna completely ignore the entire thing. Let's play some World Brothers here. Let's do some online play. If you want to join on in, you definitely can. Go and create our room here. And I'll add the info here. I'm gonna leave it up here right now. So the room code will be Tenmar, and the password will be the number 10 as usual. If you want to join on in, you want to defend the Earth and such, feel free to. We will be playing this game on hard, just to let you know. So we'll probably be going through a few things a little bit quicker. Kind of a quick update. I have been doing a bit of achievement hunting. I did get some time to play last night. And I decided, you know what? There's a lot of emblems in this game. There's a lot of emblems. There's some, like, just complete missions, online missions. Train up to a certain level, your teammates. So they pretty much literally want you to actually find every brother and sister and level them up all the way to level 10. Very much a completionist standpoint here. And the achievement I'm currently working on in my spare time was complete 20 missions using a team of 3. I did a team of 1, I did a team of 2, and now I'm doing a team of 3. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to worry about that tonight. But just something that you actually can do, because you pretty much have to sacrifice rescuing brothers and sisters just to actually get these emblems. I know the emblems are superficial, but let's be honest. They're nice, honestly. Like, to be able to make these type of emblems and stuff is actually very nice. And trust me, there is a lot. There is a lot. Because, let's be honest, if you're trying to actually complete this game, just like any other EDF, you're going to be spending a lot of time doing it. So for now, why don't we actually keep these 3 here? I haven't made a team, so... You know what? Well, we'll use our,
I am part of your unit.
Allow me to join. Understood.
Where's my aerator?
You guys are petty.
Looks like you need a strategy.
Let's get our aerator here. And let's give our Yodel sister here. Oh. What I'm gonna do, we're just literally gonna start from the top there. And play this on hard. One thing I wanted to actually show off. Oops, that's the
Jet
team.
lifter here. Let me help.
If you actually look, they actually give you 2 badges. Thankfully, you only need to do 1 of them. But you do get 2 badges, which is kind of cool. So if you play the game solo, you get a shield badge with wings. If you play the game online, you get a globe and wings. And if you do both, well, hey, you get both. It's actually kind of cool. Friendly fire damage is increased up to 50%. Attempt this level once you've strengthened up your teammates. I think we've done that. We've got some level 2 weapons here. We've got the Mega Plasma launchers. We've got the Gatling gun. I think, actually... You know, I might actually just use a different team here. I think I might actually just use Team Yodelay Kaboom. We'll probably use Yodelay Kaboom. I'll worry about the achievements later. We're pretty much Team Explosion. We're pretty much Team Explosion. But, want to begin, let's start saving the Earth. Except we'll do it on hard. Does everyone have their stuff? Everyone has their stuff. Everyone got their stuff. They're good. Next works towards Inferno. You know what? Honestly, I'll say this right now. this might be the game that's the easiest to actually complete
My voice
out of all the other
aliens
EDF
into
games that exist
submission.
out there. This might be. It's a little hard
Commander,
to decide.
Our ultimate goal is to defeat Dark Tyrant, leader of the Dark Legion.
What the?
With just our current forces, we won't stand a chance. But there are EDF soldiers and brothers and sisters defending their homelands all over. If you encounter any, be sure to recruit them to join our cause. In other words,
Oh!
the more teammates we find, the better chance we can win,
This
right,
is too
boss?
painful to watch.
Ah. Thankfully, you can't blow up your own allies.
Intermission's offer.
Also, this is why the Yodel Sisters really good. Yodel Sister will probably blow herself up as you play, but hey, that item box there is a godsend for playing this game on hard.
Please exterminate
You need
all
to try
enemies.
Fire Emblem Run. You can't beat the current campaign at the current difficulty. Fire Emblem? Wait, like Fire Emblem? Like Three Houses Fire Emblem, or it's something else? Also, how big are? Probably should reduce the volume a little bit. Yeah, that takes care of it. Oh, shoot, I forgot to rescue the brothers and sisters. I completely forgot about that.
Giant creatures are coming.
I completely forgot to do
Aggressive alien
something.
Species Alpha?
Or maybe storm
I
ants?
completely forgot to do
Who
something.
cares? Just get rid of them.
Sorry.
Don't worry, we have plenty of time in this mission.
Is ready for use.
Don't make it so easy. Yeah. Gotcha. Eat this. Next round.
Did the highest difficulty run when your team gets destroyed. Everyone gets destroyed by mages in that game.
Allow me.
I can't think of a single time someone hasn't been destroyed by mages.
Initiating attack.
Also, that sounds like Fry from Futurama. That sounds like Fry from Futurama.
Get rid of the remaining enemies.
This is too painful to watch.
Also, the pirates' cannons are so good.
Dominating the enemies.
Don't make it so easy. This is too painful to watch. Yeah.
Like, I can't think of a single time that like a Fire Emblem game doesn't have mages be like, yeah, you're probably gonna die to mages.
Try to keep your distance. You won't stand a chance at close range combat.
I'll take this. I got this.
I wonder if you rescue faster. I guess some characters do rescue faster than others.
Next round. Let me join the caravan. Sorry. Gotcha.
Intermission's offer. Next.
Ooh. Also, I'm very glad you can't actually just, like, friendly fire on your own allies when you're not playing as them. Also, this plasma blaster is so good. Oh, where's the last one? Oh, there he is. You normally do well against mages. Mages have spells that can hit you half, but yeah, that's pretty much why you'd lose your lose your characters.
Don't tell me.
What are these guys?
Ooh.
They're
All right.
called Sidros.
Time to sing.
Aggressors, giant creatures. They shoot heat beams from their arms. Try not to stand directly in front of them.
Wow, these guys got a lot of health. Can I hit you? Yes, I can.
I got this.
Sidros creatures are one of the aggressors' bioweapons. They wreaked havoc in the U.S. Stay on your toes. They're much more agile than they appear.
Eat this. Next round. Sorry.
There we go.
Heads up. There's more of these.
Enemies have been alerted. Please engage.
Oh god.
This is too painful to watch. This is my destiny. Rage! Rage! Rage like an elephant in the Punic Wars. Reload.
God, it's amazing how much damage you can just do out of nowhere. Nope. I don't know if these guys dance, but I'm fairly certain there's a lot of HP I'm probably gonna earn.
Please proceed with the mission, Commander.
Firing cannon.
This anti-air mortar is just so good as a weapon. Combine that with, let's see. Combine that with the boss attack, they're able to attack twice. Yeah, like I said, when I played the original Fire Emblem on Game Boy Advance, it was kind of one of those things that just kind of happened.
Mission complete. Great.
I can only imagine just how brutal mages could be today.
Hastings, Waterloo, Gettysburg, and now this. Another turning point in history.
I love the air raiders. I love the air raiders. They're just silly. Hey, skill level 4.
Ahoy! Happy to join ya, long as you share the alien loot with me.
Hey, we got the last pirate brother. Another level 4. Alright, let's move forward. Not gonna worry too much about the story.
EDF!
I think this, let's be honest, Team Yodelay Kaboom is like the only team that's actually been ironically good for me as a team.
My voice will shake the aliens into submission.
This mission is to exterminate
We
all
blow
enemies.
everything up.
All right, leave this to me. EDF! EDF!
Next!
Probably should actually find everyone.
Look, a giant creature nest.
There's a whole bunch of them.
This destroy them, or enemies will just keep coming.
There we go.
Yodel!
He has the power of Mario. They'll probably play the other stories on normal just so you can see, then attempt the highest difficulty. So I'm guessing this is what, 3 houses you're actually been working on?
I've never
Oh,
seen
crap.
such insolence.
Be careful. You can really injure yourself with explosive weapons.
Enemies coming from the nest!
Thank you. Intermissions.
The nests will keep releasing enemies. Destroy them ASAP.
So can you actually like carry your characters over from playthrough to playthrough so you have like a new game plus sort of deal? Because if you could do that, then I could easily see that being like basically breaking the game. But then again, I could then expect the game to be so difficult. It kind of makes sense that they'll let you kick your butt. Blow up these houses. We don't need them anymore. Look, we're just gonna flip all these houses. Get our yodel on. Because what, they also have the 4th house, the wolves house. There we go.
The enemies won't stop attacking.
Don't worry, I won't stop destroying. It's perfectly balanced. It's perfectly balanced. I think this game is like... I don't want to say it actually has more maps in this game, but at the same time, it doesn't, or at least the maps are small enough where you actually know if you're playing on the same map.
Dark Tyrant and the Dark Legion attacking the Earth.
And I feel like this game
The thing
does
is, we have no idea where Dark Tyrant is.
the job where you're like, okay, I know I'm
6
fighting on the same
motherships
map
around the
multiple
planet
times.
And then just disappeared. Since then, those motherships have continued to release enemies.
First, we've got to fight off those motherships to prevent further damage to the planet.
There we go. Oh god. Almost blew myself up. Almost blew myself up. Also, I completely forgot we had brothers and sisters to save. Dance while I go save another brother. Sweet, another insect Armageddon jetpack.
I've never
What?
seen such insolence.
On.
Try to be more careful next time.
Yeah, I'll take this.
No, don't please.
Yeah.
We're just gonna ignore that.
Next round.
Let's get this last one.
I shall show you my true.
Damn it, I did it again.
What a tasteless.
I've also drowned your little sister.
This is too painful to watch.
What the heck is everyone?
Yeah. They got me. Eat this.
Get your butts over here, guys. We got a yodel sister to save.
Gotcha. Eat this. Gotcha. Reload.
She's the most important member of our team. Also, we need to stop blowing ourselves up with rockets. There we go. let's say the character, one of your characters got S rank, you can recruit them. When your recruits to S rank, there are points you earn throughout the game.
Let's ride.
Okay, so basically you just constantly...
Take this.
So you're constantly just basically, I guess technically able to upgrade characters. But you have to go through the process of recruiting them all over again, don't you? I remember that was one of the other big deals.
Cover me.
Firing cannon.
Take this. Next.
Good old anti-mortar. It's perfect for destroying all these buildings.
No more giant creature signals. Great. Looks like we did it. Now, let's locate your next teammate.
Ah, wanton destruction, my old friend.
Leave it to me.
This is the General. I have an urgent order for you. A mothership has been detected in this area. It's an aggressor mothership.
So certain characters won't join you if you choose a side?
I want
Okay.
your team to take it down. I've asked the unit to lead you to the location. They're heading to your position now. Join them and complete this mission.
I don't know why, like, they let him do sick tricks.
Moving away.
Yeah, like I said, it's been forever since I played it.
Defend the earth. Ray, a drop of... I should stop before we get sued.
We will get sued.
I'll take on anything in the skies.
There we go. While 90% of can be recruited, it's captains and their advisors that won't join you, with the exception of Hilda. Huh. Like I said, I don't know. I like Fire Emblem games just because I love the story when I played Fire Emblem. I want to say 7? It's the one with Ellawood. I really enjoyed that when I played that way, way back. I had the worst experience, though, just simply because... what was it? I had the worst luck on level ups. And I mean, like, you know, there's reasons why a lot of people were, like, reset a level in Fire Emblem. So you have, like, personal reset just because, okay, they lose a character they like. Understandable. I wasn't one of those players. The reason why I always end up, like, having to reset, I had the shittiest luck when it came to getting stat upgrades. I literally had, a promoted unit that literally went through their, I went the long haul, and their best stat was luck. So I literally imagined, like, take Will from Fire Emblem. He was one of the archer characters. I remember specifically Will. Because he's one of the early characters you get in that game. And it's like, okay, cool, he's also one of the first archers you get. Great. And I just remember, I used him for so much, and I leveled him up, it promoted him, and I don't think he actually increases damage at all throughout the entire game. I literally had to bench him because of how bad his actual stat upgrades were. Like, the biggest amount, like, it got to the point where it was like, I can't do this. I invested so much into the character that I wasn't getting anywhere because they just wouldn't level up. The actual stats are important to them. Which really sucks about Fire Emblem. Like, you can just get really crappy luck when it comes to your stat upgrades. And I know they, like, in future games, they did, like, a fixed stat mode and such. Which, if anything, I don't know why that's not the default, but I understand why the random's the actual default. But it's still weird that you could invest so much in a character and get nothing from it at all.
EDF!
Not surprised though, Newton. If you have this game, if you want to play through this game on hard, feel free to join in. I think plenty of times actually playing this
should
too.
Be the spot.
Now here, I'm actually just gonna skip the story here. Thankfully, there is a skip button. There's a lot of spiders, though.
Well, shucks, guess I'm up. Yeehaw!
With his few can recruit in 3 houses, gain a level with no stats boost, can break a high difficulty run. A heavy knight level got no stat boosts. Yeah, like I said, that's
Look at them,
I had a lot of problems back when I played the original Fire Emblem. I can only imagine it's a lot more difficult now. Because was it like 3 houses was half of simulation game before you actually got into actual battles. I am going to destroy every single building in this place. You know what? We're just going to do that right now. That's literally what we're going to do. I literally just threw myself in the explosion zone. There we go.
They fell into our trap.
Copy that. Initiating attack.
Look, if the spiders don't have anything to hop onto, they have no cover, and therefore I win.
Next.
This is strategy, people. This is strategy 101. You were a teacher for the half of the game, a general for the half. Yep, that's what I remember. I found that to be really weird, though, I will admit. That's still really weird, and which is why I do want to try out 3 houses, though.
Take this.
But I know in relation to income, time, and everything else I've been doing, there's no hope. There's no hope. Also, I should probably actually switch. Alpine Brothers, really good for getting around on the map. As long as you don't jump. As long as you don't jump.
You're jumping.
Yes, they are.
I'll help you guys out.
Let's get back over there. It's a shame you can't turn with the Alpine Brother.
Load.
At least we have the fort. At least we have the fort. Let's destroy more buildings, because why not?
Next. There's more? They got more? Well, giddy up and keep the hoedown going. Reload. Entering coordinates.
Copy that. Initiating
This is my
attack.
destiny. Rage! Rage!
Nothing like a cry of frozen
Give me all the AoE, baby.
It's beautiful. Like Alexander the Great's javelin throwers.
You are dominating the ice.
I don't know who voice acted the EDF 5 Air Raider, but they had a lot of fun voice acting this character.
Hey, buddy. You aren't EDF, so why are you helping us?
Buddy, now that we're acquainted, call me Joe or Cowboy Brother, of
This
course.
is my destiny.
Oh, and to answer your question, that there aggressor mothership that showed
What
up
the?
right over my ranch.
Nope, don't kill me.
They stole my cows. I raised them
Damn it.
cows like they were my own. Now they're gone.
That's terrible.
That's all right. I ain't giving up yet.
There's some source of multiplayer in it. You can buy items from other players.
ZDF's helping getting my cows back.
You hate me desk chair, it hurts. Like, yeah, you gotta, trust me, like I said, there's a reason why I always say you gotta invest in yourself first. And that also means where you're... I desperately want to actually upgrade my chair now, because I'm realizing the more I sit in my chair, and I have an old office chair. It's a really good office chair, and I don't want to get rid of it. But at the same time, it's bold,
Try
It's
not
old to the
get caught in
point of
web.
where
It'll impede your movements.
I constantly have to readjust it just to keep it in the position that's ergonomically good for me. Like, you definitely should. If it hurts your back and butt, you definitely should replace your chair. Or your desk. It could honestly be a combination of both. I know some people, it's like, they're comfortable at the height they're at. Also, this is not working.
Up I go.
Where's our spider boys here? Your chair is literally a wooden counter with a pillow on it. Yeah, I would definitely consider budgeting
Great
for a
work,
chair.
Commander.
I would
Let's go, partner.
definitely budget for a chair.
Partner.
Like, even something as simple as, like, putting down, like, $10... Like, $10 every couple of weeks. And you, if you save, like...
Hastings, Waterloo, Gettysburg, and now this.
Like, a
Another
good
turning
office
point
chair.
in history.
Would probably cost you about, I want to say $150. I know that sounds like a lot, but if you literally save, like, you take $10.
The aliens have abducted hundreds of my
Like-
cattle. I won't stop till I get them back.
Like, skip literally, like I'm an old-fashioned guy. Like, if I want to budget something, I don't eat out. I don't go and indulge in fast food all the time. It's simple things like that that really end up making a difference to be able to afford some of the things you want. Obviously, yeah, you kind of have to have a job to do that, but, you know, it makes things easier, Sims Mage. Also, I can't believe the Haka is at level 5. I don't even use them. Time for Basil. Something... You know, no, that'll be fine. You have the money, but your brother told me what's the point because when we move, I can't take the desk because it's built into the wall. Yeah, if you're... Okay, that's a good argument. If you're moving soon... If you're moving soon, that's understandable. Like, at least in terms of a desk. If you can't pack up a chair, or like, if it's not one of those kind of chairs that you assemble or reassemble and such. Like, I'm the kind of crazy person where if I buy something, I'll literally keep the box. And so if I actually end up having to move or anything like that, everything goes back in the box. But at least a chair, though, like, if your chair is literally hurting you, that's something you should probably invest in. The desk, I completely understand. Like, I cannot imagine getting a super... Like, I have a super expensive desk that I bought from a furniture store. And it literally took me over half a year to pay it off. But... given what kind of desk this is, I can't imagine literally moving it or anything like that. I mean, obviously, it'll have to be, but I still kind of can't imagine it. Because it's like, it's from BDI. It's called, like, the sequel series desk. Yeah, the box for most of my consoles. I do, too. I'm that type of person. I keep a lot of stuff as well.
EDF!
Like, what is it? All my capture cards, camcorders, everything is still
Listen
stored.
to my song.
Alright. Let's start. Time to start the massacre.
We're almost at the ranch where that mothership is.
Stay sharp, Commander.
Go. I think oddly enough, like, keeping the box for your consoles is like the one thing that always makes sense. And I feel like it's because we became so used to, like, not having our stuff anymore. I know that sounds kind of weird, but it kind of makes sense considering, like, with what Nintendo did, or, like, Sega did when it came to, like, game cases and such. If you had the tools, you'd build your own desk. You know, honestly, that, if anything, would probably be the best thing you could do. Although I will say, like, despite the fact that lumber is at an all-time high in terms of cost, it's not a bad solution, honestly, if you actually have the skills to do it. I almost blew myself up. Like I said, I envy a lot of people who have those trade skills and such. Because, like, you can get so far ahead. Because, honestly, you only need to be really good at one thing. To, like, really build up a profile, build up a reputation and such. And you need to be able to... And, like, I honestly, the biggest issue is, like, if you're good at administration... I had a feeling that was actually going to happen.
Try to be more careful next time.
Yep. I had a feeling I was going to blow myself up. Uh-oh. Let's do this. Yeah, there's our brother.
I got this.
That is another pirate.
Allow me. And that.
No! Ah, I keep blowing myself up.
Take this.
Like, even if you, like, you could literally make a desk and sell it. I know that sounds a little silly that you could actually do that, but honestly, it wouldn't be the worst idea, honestly, if you actually can make stuff. Making a desk and selling it would be kind of a good idea.
Take this.
Especially since more people are, like, after customization.
Leave it to me.
Yeah.
Let's ride.
Oh, there's our last brother.
Leave it to me.
That does damage? Alright.
Next.
It's time to get your fork. Your brother has these pillows that are like memory foam. I'll just buy another one. Okay, getting a good pillow is important, but I still feel like you should invest. Your long-term should be investing in a chair. If you're moving really soon, yeah, it's a no-brainer that you kind of should just
Take this.
stick with you know, your current setup. But if moving is literally like within a year, like that would be my barometer. If you're moving within a year, then just stick to what you have. But if you're gonna be there for a year,
This is too painful to watch.
you should probably actually invest.
This is my destiny.
I'm just gonna make this a little bit faster.
Intermission's over.
Why are you? Alright, whatever.
Punic Wars.
I wanted to hit the nest, but okay. I just remember memory foam being a weird material. Like, I could see that using it for, like, sleeping, because I really should buy myself, like, an angled pillow. I think I literally just shot.
Oh, looks like you blew yourself up.
Yep, I blew myself up.
Initiating attack.
With memory foam pillows, probably a worthwhile investment. At least for, like, bedding and such. I don't know about chairs, though. I'm sure there's probably a bunch of, like, especially if it's a short-term solution. I think if anything, your best solution is literally just to invest in a is to actually just invest in a chair. Just keep it simple. There we go.
Something's approaching. It's huge.
Intermissions off.
It's a monster.
It's Basil.
It's a pyramid.
Yeah.
Your brother works at Home Depot, and these pillows are. Oh yeah, that's literally what I was thinking. It's like, oh well, this would make sense if you literally had like a Home Depot pillow. I didn't know Home Depot sold memory foam pillows though.
Watch out for its EMP.
This thing's so huge you can't miss.
Eat lead! Hope you like my grandpappy's shotgun!
I don't suppose you dance, do you? Probably don't dance.
Open your ears.
I'm a shooting, but this monster just won't go down.
What? Oh, so you can get canceled out of your ultimates. I thought you'd be invulnerable.
See how strong the enemy is missions. Which means this Basil cannot be destroyed.
See how strong the... Now why in tarnation?
I don't know why I'm done.
All right, then we've just got to keep attacking until we trigger its escape event.
Sky avalanche!
Coordinates confirmed.
I have no qualms about using these things. Well, hopefully I get 3 of these things. I'll actually go to pause your escape sequence. Right. Yes, it
Guess
is.
there's no other way. Sky avalanche!
Request received.
That size, you don't even have to aim.
Don't make it so easy.
Memory foam is the best. You can describe it. Oh no, I know what memory foam is. Like most, what's it? Most like therapeutic pillows will use memory foam. Also, how the heck did my guy die?
Moving away.
Come on, rescue him. Thank you.
Sorry. What took so long?
Looks like you triggered its escape event.
Good, we're done.
Escape event? How do you know all this?
The only hard part about memory foam is actually washing them. Like, I mean, actually washing a memory foam pillow. It honestly kind of sucks having to wash a memory foam pillow. And he goes diggy.
Alpine wind.
Basil's on the run.
It's heading towards that mothership.
Follow it, Commander.
Is this what I get for being overconfident? Alpine wind. Monte Rosa, we're alive.
Such a fun game. Honestly, your Home Depot and memory foam pillows less. Honestly, Home Depot sells a lot of things because they're. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, we have so many big box stores that we're not used to thinking like Home Depot was one of the original big box stores. We're just kind of used to thinking, hey, you're a big box store of hardware. But in reality, Home Depot, Lowe's, those are just, any store is just a big box store. And when they do everything, they literally do everything nowadays. So it's just kind of one of those things that you just kind of expect. I have found a lot of things that I wouldn't think of buying from Home Depot to be on Home Depot's website. Like, a lot of computer components and such. Uninterrupted power supplies. Perfect example. They sell them at Home Depot. At least on their website. It's not all just, like, literally, you know, for the most part, it still is a big box store for people who run small businesses and such, and they'll buy it from them. But in reality, it's still just another big box store. They just kind of, like, you'd be surprised what you can get from them. They have it set up in order how to build a house. The one thing the United States needs the most of right now is more housing. But that's a whole different rant. They're usually the best place for do-it-yourself things.
Let's ride.
I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd go that far. I don't know if I'd go that far, but
So that's the aggressor
definitely
mothership.
a place.
It does not seem to be moving.
Hey, we got a new tapioca sister.
This area is surrounded by enemies.
All units, initiate attack. Commander, show us what your team's got.
The mothership is out of your attack range. Focus on the enemies on the ground.
Wow, that actually hit me. Alright. Little units need to take care of them.
Intermission's over. Wow.
Probably have laid that down first.
Keep it up, Commander.
I could really use a little bit more oomph.
That mothership's too far away. For now, take out the enemies around you. Frozen beam at 0 degrees Kelvin!
It's beautiful. Like Alexander the Great's journey.
Really use one more kill. How did that not get me what I need?
Never seen such
Where the heck is my sister? Oh, what the?
I got this. The mothership is too far. Let's take care of the enemies here for now.
That is a lot of enemies.
intermission. Open your ears. Rise up, soldiers.
Come on, time for AoE heals. Got a metal folding chair. Yeah, no, metal folding chairs can still be surprisingly useful. Go. Alright, let's go rescue this brother. I remember honestly, for most of my life, I just used metal chairs, like foldable metal chairs.
I'll take this.
That was always one of my de facto chairs for most of my life, until I was literally given a hand-me-down office chair. And that's still the chair I use today. Like, we're talking like the arms have pretty much fallen off. Is that another... Oh, it is another Haka brother.
Alpine wind.
You're 6 foot and the desk almost reaches your belly button. I'm trying to remember what the actual proper, like, height a desk should actually be for a person. Like, I'm 5'9", for example, so I'm not, like, it's only 3 inches off, but still. Let's fight a powered up version. They didn't get you. Quiet.
Maybe we should make a run for it.
I cannot allow that. Finish this battle.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Wait a minute, I have a...
I got this. Let's have some fun. Go try.
I forgot I had this. Can we drop any yellow cubes over there?
Let's ride.
You have 1 yellow cube. Perfect.
Gotcha. I'll take this.
That yellow cube. The yellow cube of goodness.
An avalanche of bullets!
Coordinates confirmed.
Damn, look at the colors. I really should actually make a review on this game. I really should. Oh crap, it's doing that thing again.
We got this.
No, no, no. Just run, just run.
Sorry.
They may look like the same enemies as before, but the dark mist has heightened their attack and defense abilities.
Are you done exploding? I have to ask you the question, are you done exploding?
Load. Just how much HP does this thing have? Do you
This
think
thing has a lot of HP for being on hard.
He's still background music playing now? I'd say this is a legitimate boss battle. Are you sure you aren't a game designer?
Your dad's desk almost reaches your thigh. Great, now you have me thinking here, actually. I mean, that must be a tall desk.
I got this. Let's ride.
Oop, wrong button.
Direct hit. Copy that. Initiating attack. Next.
Oh god, I just realized what you're doing.
Outline bin.
For the love of God, get out of there.
Sorry.
This is why I love the fort. This is why missile launchers are always the best.
Load.
That's why missile launchers are always the best.
Me. Firing cannon.
Come on. Fine. It's fine, I got healing items.
They fell into our trap. Take this. Copy that. Initiating attack. Next.
second.
Fantastic work, Commander.
Y'all see that?
Yeah, my desk actually goes up to my thighs.
Hey, look up there.
It flew away.
You think the room was originally a sewing room because it has a lot of mirrors? Huh, interesting. I mean, that could be really useful, honestly. But just remember, a room at the end of the day can be
Report from the
anything and
scout
everything. It can be anything and everything. It just depends on the people who actually
Now we know
want
what we
to
have
redesign
do.
it.
Commander,
I think what
ordering
most
you to
people,
attack the motherships
if you're
in each
into streaming
region
and
of
stuff,
the
what most
planet.
people do, they actually convert their
If we
bedrooms
fight off the motherships,
into
the
like
planet should be
a
restored
mini
to its
studio
original form.
apartment. Or a mini
There
studio.
are 5 more motherships. I'm counting on you, Commander.
It's just more of, are you willing to actually put in the effort to redecorate it or renovate the room? Possibly both. Probably both, actually.
Monte Rosa, we're alive.
Red Grizzly Knuckles? Interesting.
I'm armed with a genie and a magic carpet. Hey! Hands off. They're delicate.
What you're using in desk was probably originally a sewing table or cutting table? Oh, I didn't know you were using like the old furniture too.
Leader. What? You won't let a civilian lead? Just who do you think you're talking to?
The only leader is my yodeler, thank you very much. Let me see here. What's that? What is that new accessory? Red Grizzly Knuckles. Weapon damage increased by 1%. Ability damage increased by 5%. And you get SP when taking damage. Looks like I got everything else already. Yeah, if you're using, like, literally a sewing table. I remember, actually, my family used to have a sewing table. And it used to be one of those, like, you could literally anchor an actual sewing machine onto the table. And you were able to literally flip the actual panel it was screwed onto. And so if you weren't using the sewing machine, it would literally be at the bottom. So basically you could kind of turn the entire thing around. And so it's like, if you weren't using it, it would just be like a desk. Or more, it's more of a table, actually. Let's just call it an actual just table instead of a desk. And then when you need to sew, flip it over, there's your sewing machine. Like, learning how to sew is actually still a pretty useful skill, honestly. Like, any sort of trade skill. And it's really sad that schools pretty much have abandoned trades. I feel like that, if anything, is the real downfall of American society. It's that the generation that had all these trade skills refuses to be a mentor, because your best teacher is literally your teacher, is your parents. Your parents are your teachers. And they should be the ones to actually take the leading position in teaching
Sure, but we must get back
what
before my
effectively is the
Kaiserschmarrn is ready.
fundamentals. Like, they're the ones supposed to be teaching you fundamentals in
So
finance,
this
fundamentals
is
in,
Japan, eh?
you know, whatever their trade actually
How they got
is.
here? Wish I could have seen it before they tore the planet apart.
This area has been taken over by the Ravagers. Stay alert and be ready for anything.
Let's moving away.
Look out for enemies.
Ah!
This is too welcome wagons here.
No, what have I done?
Until we locate Dark Tyrant, our only option is to fight back in the areas occupied by enemies.
It's fine.
I thought we'd only have
Everything
you
is
for that
fine.
last mission, so I'm glad you're still with us, Joe.
We're counting on you, Joe.
Well, now it's my pleasure.
And how could I call myself a cowboy if I ain't got no cows?
Enemies are active here, which means there must be a teammate fighting
Where
nearby.
Oh, there's the
Find them
brother.
and recruit them to your team.
Let's rescue our brothers. Oh, Alpine, you're slow on rescuing.
Allow me. Another partner, eh?
I just didn't expect it to bounce off.
Heard
What
of
the
them
heck are you
spy
doing?
assassin like warriors from Japan. Now, what them folks call themselves?
You mean ninjas?
Allow me. Let's find ourselves a ninja.
I hate to break it to you, Joe, but ninjas haven't been around for over 200 years. Plus, actual ninjas were much different than what most people picture when they think of...
I threw the pin. Yeah, I pretty much did that, actually. I'm so, like, it's weird that this... Really? Alright, you know what? When in doubt, you gotta make your own... You gotta make your own holes. And hopefully you don't blow yourself up while you're doing it. Perfect. See, there's a solution to everything in EDF. There's a solution to everything in EDF. It just usually means having to... Why am I blowing myself up like crazy?
Let's fill in this hole ASAP.
Let's rescue this pirate.
I can't wait.
Rescue the pirate. Yeah, stop blowing myself up.
Next.
There's a vehicle in the mission area just for you.
Alpine wind.
No.
Allow me.
I need these big heals. There we go. Alright.
Leave it to me. Sorry, moving away.
The ice just changed colors.
And there we go. I'll do it.
Copy that. Initiating attack.
Ready for Bomberman Ultimate Online tomorrow? I'm already platinum. I have been on a, like, that is a game I've been playing on my off time as well. Those, like, this game and Bomberman are pretty much my two games I've actually been playing. But every time I've been playing a Bomberman R, I have been on the dumbest and yet best, like, winning streak ever for that game. I don't know why. Like, I have been doing nothing but winning matches. Like, even getting platinum was actually... I embraced chaos too much. He's, you know, honestly, he's the character I've been playing as. I've been playing as Simon Belmont. And you would think, like, oh, only getting, you know, one bomb. You think one bomb? That would actually kind of suck. No, it's actually really good. It's actually really good that it's just one bomb.
Entering coordinates.
Firing cannon.
That's it.
Go. Ah, damn it. I also want to say this is probably actually the most friendly and yet most innovative of the EDF games. And I kind of actually am okay with the way this game actually is designed. All your time went to Final Fantasy XIV and Roblox. Okay, you know what? I have to ask about that. What
Leave it to me.
exactly is Roblox? Because they are actually now on the stock market. And I'm a little curious why. I don't understand what Roblox is actually supposed to be. From what I understand,
Red
it's
signals on the radar.
game development, but at the same time, it's also
Shucks, we
like
got
supposed to be
time for
Minecraft 2.0.
Whoever it is, it looks like the enemy's already found them. I wonder who.
It's technically a
Enemies
development
incoming.
tool like RPG Maker. Oh.
Is he, done for? Sorry.
What the heck am I?
Hungry. I cannot go any further.
This is too painful to watch. Shucks. This is my destiny. Up an appetite. Rage. Rage.
Defeat all nearby enemies and save Ninja Brother.
Rage like an elephant in the Punic Wars. Well, now, All that ain't no more ninjas talk.
I do not recall making such a statement.
At least admit to it, boss.
Take reload. They fell into our trap.
I swear to God, Air Raider is Air Raider and the music box are just the best combination in this game for like 90% of the enemies that exist.
This is too painful to watch. Direct hit.
As well as his pirate's weapon.
Don't give up now.
This pirate's weapon is also really good, the anti-mortar cannon. Uh-oh. Oh, no, no. Throw the thing!
Make it so easy.
Open your ears!
I would use Yellow Bomber and constantly end up surrounding yourself with your own bombs. Okay, that would be pretty funny to see. Also, thank God the Yodel sister is my favorite. Just because you can heal.
Damn it.
Being able to just heal just makes such a big difference.
I got this.
Eat this. Gotcha.
Probably should get a better weapon for this guy, though.
Eat this. This is too painful to watch.
Copy that. Initiating attack.
This is my destiny. Rage! Rage!
You haven't been playing anything recently? You've been playing... Okay, you know what? Honestly, I heard apparently Mass Effect Trilogy's been had the de novo DRM copied over. That sucks. Honestly, hearing that.
Oh, looks like you can use your special.
Let's see, is there another? There is another. It's just the DRM from the original Mass Effect. Apparently, it was copied over with the source code, and so they just removed it. Oh no, the Legendary Edition. I'm sorry, the Legendary Edition. It's more of a PC thing. So if you play PC games, there's DRM everywhere, unfortunately. DRM pretty much stands for digital rights management. It's the way game developers can protect their game against piracy. That really is like the super long and short of what DRM actually is.
Let's have some fun. Go try!
So every time you have to deal with something like, if you play games like League of Legends and such, there's what is it? Easy Panda, even Fall Guys has a DRM attached to it. It's basically ways to protect your game from people copying the game or cheating at the game. It's usually one of those two things.
Cover me!
Firing cannon.
Yeah. Like, I don't even know what I'm shooting anymore. I have literally just destroyed every single building.
Yeah, eat this! Gotcha! Eat this!
But no, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition had the DRM loaded onto it. And if you know what DRM is, pretty much you just don't like it. It's almost like a de facto, like, yeah, you hate it. You understand why it's there, and at times it does help, because there are people who will cheat. Like imagine Barman's Super Barman R Online. You could literally put DRM on the game to prevent people from cheating.
Guess you're
But primarily, though, it's meant to be copy. You know, it's like, okay, it prevents people from, like, copying the game and selling the game.
That's right.
It's that sort of deal. Like, that's a, you know, back in the days of physical media, and even still exists today in the digital format. There used to be like, oh, cool, you got a game like
Hastings, Waterloo,
Monopoly,
Gettysburg,
for example.
and now this, another turning point in history.
Like, you could literally just say, like, all right, here's the game. Copy it, give it to your friend, and there you go. Like, you can give them number munchers, for example. Let's go get that miso soup. It's all about that miso soup. Oh yeah, Mass Effect 1 probably could easily have probably got the best of the facelift for the Legendary Edition. But like I said, that's not my bag. Which is why, honestly, like, it feels weird not being able to afford games.
I got this.
Really changes, like, how you feel connected to the video game industry.
Are you really a ninja?
So it's really strange, actually. It's like, I
appear.
don't feel as connected
I've seen space monsters
to a lot of
tearing up
video
the
games and such, or like what's coming out. It's hard to say, like, I'm excited for E3.
One bit.
I had just finished my duty in Edo and was on my way back to my village. I was sucked into a strange silver ball. I then found myself in a world unknown. Ona lost.
Edo. That's what Tokyo used to be called 150 years ago. As for the giant silver ball, could that have been the Ravager mothership?
Well, hey now.
Yeah,
I
Doom.
was
Doom was a
just joking.
perfect example, actually.
Are you saying you really traveled through time?
Yodel sister.
Look out for enemies.
That's not good.
This is too painful to watch.
Just take that. Uh-oh.
My strategy was flawless.
Try to be more careful next time.
Fine. Just let him dance. Just let him dance.
Go, Commander.
Get that heal. Get that heal. You ants, keep on dancing.
Open your ears! Rise up, soldiers!
I have regained my honor, but still hungry. I need miso soup.
I guess our ninja partner here didn't take kindly to them EDF rations. Hey, what's that miso soup you're talking about?
I think you know what you're talking about. You're transferring a character from 1 to 2 due to 360 games requiring you to take multiple attempts to actually transfer them. Well, console games normally didn't normally have to worry about DRM because what's a console? A console is nothing more than a computer in a closed environment.
Ever heard of it?
Like, I think that's the weird part about owning a console today is that most people will probably have a decent computer nowadays.
This is a piece of cake for you.
So it's a little... If you're already, like, heavily invested in a PC, for example, it's a little hard to actually say, like, hey, go out and buy a console.
Cover me! Take this!
Copy that. Initiating attack.
But yeah, it's somewhat similar to that. Somewhat similar to that. Also, I just hurt myself again. As much as like E3, I don't know if my brother and I are gonna watch it like normal, so probably just gonna watch it. I wouldn't blame you. Like, I feel like this is gonna be one of those years that's gonna be a really, really good year, but it's gonna be just completely overlooked just simply because the pandemic. Everyone has more important priorities and such. I think a lot more people just have more important priorities than to simply worry about video games. Like, obviously, people
Powerful
who,
enemies
like,
detected.
they have video games as their career and such, they're gonna have no problem.
This is too painful to watch.
Finally, I'm trying to destroy these buildings here.
This is my destiny. Spritefall! They fell into our trap.
Frozen beam at 0 degrees.
It's beautiful. Like Alexander the Great's javelin throwers.
Looks like an old laptop, but then might as well be a paperweight. Yeah, like, that's the downside about a lot of consoles, is people don't really... Like, I think if anything, if you have video games as, like, a minor hobby, a console is probably actually a better solution, honestly. But even then, with how expensive consoles have become, I honestly think now it's a weird... It's hard to say, like, what's the best solution nowadays. Like, I'm trying to think, like, how would I advise someone if they want to actually get into video games, but it's their, you know, it's their hobby. It want, like, as a hobby.
Allow me.
Mission complete.
Like, especially with graphics cards, like, being as expensive as they are.
Whew, that sure was a doozy of a mission. I could use me some miso soup.
You'll love the joke about Sega announcing they're going to have some E3 announcement and all the Sonic fans thinks it's more Sonic news.
Now you're talking, partner.
Commander,
I-
your team requires sustenance. How about you attempt making
Like,
me
honestly,
so
Sega having announcements, that shouldn't surprise everyone. Sega, as a publisher, has a lot of IPs, actually. They just... It's just weird they never flex them. Or they flex them, they're so all over the place, you never actually really think this is Sega, like, compared to Nintendo.
Waterloo, Gettysburg, and now this. Another turning point in history!
Yeah, like, people don't think of that. It's like Sonic and Yakuza. Like, we're actually gonna get a Sonic game in a Yakuza game. Good old Yodel sisters. Always rely on them. I already did that. Wait, I already did this on hard? Oh, forget that then. We're skipping 2 missions. We're not after food. We're after that progress, people. We're after that progress. Who's in command here? I don't know who's in command here, but we'll find out. I can see, like, Sonic is like an arcade game. I think that's what literally they're going to do in Yakuza.
Listen to my song.
You were thinking Sonic accidentally upsetting Kiryu or Majima? I could see that too.
This area is under attack by
I could
Hectors.
see that too.
I'll take these Hectors. Kind of an odd name for a silver robot, don't you think?
Who are
These
you?
giant Hector robots are another weapon released by the Ravagers.
Allow me.
Watch out for their long-range attacks.
Take this. Reload. Touche.
Intermission's over.
It's a shame these guys don't get stunned anymore. It's a shame these guys don't get stunned anymore. Also, these guys got so much health.
Allow me.
The Sonic fans are greedy because they just had a stream announcing everything. You gotta understand something about people. They'll always want more. It's always about more. Like, there will never be enough.
Get rid of the remaining enemies.
It'll never be enough.
Let's ride.
So I really wish I could actually destroy...
I'll take this.
What the... Really? The missiles from the side got me? Fine. There we go.
Intermission.
And switch over. Just shoot him at the foot. Or, you know, you could just shoot him in the Achilles foot. That one mouthpiece for talking game. Yeah, it's like, here's the thing. You have to understand that this is going to be somewhat of a social commentary on our society here. At least living in the United States, we're born to just be consumers nowadays. Like, if you're a millennial, you were pretty much taught to just consume.
Bunch are coming.
Be sure to destroy all of them.
Which honestly kind of sucks, actually. Yep. I know literally they're asking for more after every character DLC for Smash. Yeah, exactly. Smash Brothers would be probably a good example, actually.
Allow me.
I need to get a better gun set up for it to deal with Hectors.
There's more! I can't hold on for much longer! Gotcha! Eat this!
You all look like you could use a hand, am I right?
Who are you?
Like, I'm still curious of who the final characters for Smash Brothers is going to be.
Wing diver.
Odell 7, please help the team.
I don't know.
Hashtag with pleasure.
Let's ride!
Like, I want to know who the actual last set of characters are for Smash Brothers. Just for, at the very least, closure.
Let's have some fun! Go,
Odell 7, what are you doing here? Are you usually stationed at HQ?
Why, yes. But I come bearing a message from the general. Initiating attack.
What is it?
What is what?
What the?
Message?
Oh yeah. The scout team has pinpointed the location of the mothership in this area. I'll get into the deets once we take care of these Hectors.
I keep seeing the same rumor for Crash being added to Smash. I don't think it will be. Like, as cool as it actually would be, you had someone like Crash Bandicoot or Spyro, or honestly, like I said, Smash Brothers is a mascot game to me. Like, it's a fun mascot game. But I don't see it happening just because of the deals and who owns it, mainly Activision. Bobby Kotick is not known. It's more known for playing, like, hardball. He wants all of the money. He's kind of... like, he's a very shrewd businessman. I mean, for God's sakes, he was in that movie, Moneyball. Like, he literally wanted to be in the movie. Like, if you think people like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos doing amazing things, it's up, like, someone like Bobby Kotick was originally a precursor to that. It's actually weird when you look at, like, you pretty much now have every single Activision studio working on Call of Duty right now. It's really weird, actually. I so need to figure out some better gun combinations here. I love Yodel Kaboom. They can handle most mass situations, but they cannot handle big boys. They cannot handle big boys. Too low of a rate of fire. I hope we do. I honestly hope we get a character for E3. If we don't, I'll be sad. Because what? There's only one slot left. It would make sense to announce it at E3 for Smash Bros. I don't even own any of the DLC characters unless we count Piranha Plant.
It's just ahead, and it's totally insane.
There's two left?
It's
Oh
guarded
my
by
god, I
tons
thought there
of
was only
Hectors.
one.
Like, loads more than we just fought here.
An army of Hectors. Wouldn't stand a chance.
I have an idea, Commander.
Yeah, we'll probably get one then. And then when Sakurai wants to do a swan song.
We won! Alright!
Okay, let's be honest, the YouTube algorithm is always going to be weird. You just kind of have to accept that the YouTube algorithm will be weird. Ooh, a new rocket launcher for the EDF 4 Ranger. I only rescued 2 of them! Oh, damn it. Oh well. I didn't rescue everyone. I left a sister behind. The lone wolf. Hey, how's it going, cool guy? How you doing tonight? If you have EDF World Brothers, feel free to join on in. I'm just playing the online mode on hard mode, and the room name and passcode are on screen. Just my name and the number. It's 6 because they know they're going to be annoyed if there's another Fire Emblem character added. I'll be surprised if there's another Fire Emblem character added. Honestly, I'm so detached to Smash Brothers. I enjoy playing that game still, if, like, people want to play it, but I don't exactly have people actually, like, I am not on anyone's contact list. Let me just put it this way. Like, I really miss being on people's, like, list of, like, hey, I need this problem to be solved. Contact this person. I'm not on anyone's list anymore in terms of, like, reach out to. I was like, I need a new weapon for someone here. I need something to quickly kill these enemies here, because this is not working. The heck is this? 13,000 damage. Holy god, my goodness. 30 shots though. That's a lot of shots though. How much are you? 5,000 damage, AAA. Lovely red, the rocket launcher. That's actually really good. But I think this might save me from the Goliaths. Let's try this thing out.
EDF!
Let's try out the spread rocket launcher, or spread plasma cannon. I was talking about how people got annoyed the last character for the first pass with Violet.
But we must get back before my Kaiser
That doesn't surprise me though, that Violet, like, a Fire Emblem character made it in. I think if anything, they kind of actually did it as best as possible. Violet being like, hey, he was the main character in Fire Emblem.
And so, I've called
And they did it smart. They actually made representation for all of the classes.
Hello? Nothing?
I think it's more just the emotional reaction
Weird. But he's a
of what
proven
people
soldier.
actually want.
He'll definitely be an asset to the team.
Yeah.
Defeat all the enemies.
Roger.
Okie dokie.
This is too painful.
Intermissions off.
Oh god, please.
Firing cannon!
What happened to my eye? Oh, this has gone terrible already. Alright. I don't know what happened, but
Allow me.
Yodel,
Intermissions.
throw it out. Hey, that's what those red ants are good at, baby. That's what those red ants are good at.
Man, you are awesome, Barrett 1! What's that suit called again? A power frame? Must make fighting these Hectors a breeze, huh?
Why are they disappearing?
Is he ignoring me? Maybe the communicator's not working.
Next.
Allow
Oh
me.
god, I'm not used to this.
I got this. Next round.
Intermissions over.
This is too painful to watch.
Firing cannon!
That is a lot of spread.
Yeah. Reload.
Byleth is fun, but then another of what the Smash community. Honestly, here's the thing. It's hard to say what the Smash community is because it's literally every single fan base smashed together.
So it sounds like Ms. Tactical
Like that's the
has
real
quite a
issue.
bit of trust in you, Barry. What's the scoop? Hashtag history between you two. You won't make any friends with that attitude.
Not trying to make friends. Moving away.
I see that. Hashtag unfollow.
This is too painful to watch.
Intermission's over.
Copy that. Initiating attack. I got this.
Reload. This is too painful to watch. This is my destiny. Rage! Rage!
Nothing like a cryo-frozen being at 0 degrees cold.
It's beautiful. Like Alexander the Great's javelin throwers.
Get rid of the remaining enemies.
Oh god. Oh, I did it again.
Take this!
Firing cannon.
What the?
Yeah.
Too many ants. There's too many ants. Alright, can we actually get the CC box out? Thank you. Thank you.
Firing cannon.
Eat this! Gotcha! Next round!
Can I throw these guys off the edge? I think I can.
This is too painful to watch.
No!
This is too painful to watch.
I'll take this. Alpine wind. Moving away.
Eat this! Take this!
Alright, that last character was Sephiroth, wasn't it? It kinda shows you just how far video games have come.
Intermission's over.
Firing cannon.
Yeah.
Next.
Like I said, it's a mascot game at the end of the day.
I got this.
And it's where's Yodel's sister.
Rescue your fallen teammate.
Like, you think of a mascot, whether it's an antagonist or a protagonist. And that's kind of what we're gonna get. Like, you could bet there would have been, like, a second Minecraft character if there was actually, like, some sort of antagonist. Like, a character-based antagonist. No offense to the Ender Dragon, but I don't think the Ender Dragon counts. The heck is this thing?
Don't make it so easy.
Yeah, Square is still really greedy when it comes to the music.
Enemies? Whoa, whoa! There must be hundreds of them.
Ouchies! Hashtag instant death.
Commander, mind lowering the difficulty level for us? I got this.
Oh.
Allow me!
Copy that. Initiating attack.
Dominating the enemies.
Gotcha!
You were happy about Sephiroth because of the memes that would follow? Which ones? I'm actually curious, what memes exactly? I did not follow any of the memes.
Intermission's over.
I hate that,
This is
making
too
that mistake.
painful. This is my destiny. Spritefall!
Eat this.
Firing laser. I got this. Copy that.
There we go, that'll get rid of a lot of them. Hey, how's it going? Plenty of time.
This is too painful to watch.
Copy that.
This is too painful to watch.
How's your night going? Plenty of time. How have you been, man?
They fell into our trap. Reload.
Copy that. Initiating attack.
Intermission's over.
This is Pierce.
Allow me. This is my destiny. Sprite fall.
I thought he died.
Iron laser. Entering coordinates.
I'll probably die here in a second.
Elephant in the Punic Wars.
At least until this thing wears off.
We do need some communication. We're EDF, and we look out
Oh, there
for
you
each
go.
other,
Finally off the end.
right? Friendship starts with communication and commute.
Don't expect me to help if one of you goes down.
What?
Not here to make friends. As far as I'm concerned, you're just pawns in the mission.
He yells that in Japanese too.
That sounds
Jesus.
a bit extreme.
I know Vogel 7 can be a handful, but I'm getting concerned about Barrett 1 myself. The Barrett 1 I know was friendly and sociable.
Allow me. Next.
I really should start swapping more.
This is too painful.
Intermission's over.
Copy that. Initiating attack.
This is...
You actually did for a little bit, though. Sephiroth did kill Mario. Okay, that one I remember. That one I remember. Like, everyone was just about like, oh. You know, Mario or Sephiroth kills everyone. Which is really talented of how those artists were able to, like, shadow characters and put them on the tip of Sephiroth's sword. Yep. Ridley did it. Yeah, like, that's the other funny part, too.
We won!
Like, Ridley killed a lot of
We're done.
characters.
Hashtag woo.
Nice going, Barrett
This
1.
is too painful to watch.
We couldn't have done that without you.
Leaving mission area.
Hey, wait! Don't just leave like that!
We'll regroup next mission. I don't want to be friends.
This is too painful to
Prefer
watch.
to stay alone.
Barrett 1.
I don't understand, Sephiroth is actually a stupidly good character, too.
Entering coordinates.
Intermission's
Copy that.
over.
Initiating
I'll
attack.
find a better weapon for her. I need to find more Yodel sisters.
Waterloo, Gettysburg, and now this. Another turning point in history.
Jet armor. Other Inca brother.
Safari means journey. Let's journey into the unknown together.
There we go. Hey, new accessory. Red zebra shoes. What do red zebra shoes do? Yellow grizzly knuckles. Ability damage 1.4. That's actually not bad. Can we get Herobrine as the antagonist of Minecraft? No, unfortunately, I don't think you can. Let's see. Active reload time. She needs a better weapon. She needs a much better weapon. What can she actually equip right now? She cannot equip anything. She is still level 1. This is a bit sad, actually. Might actually just use the Goliath here. Yeah, let's just give her the Goliath. I should have known, Pretty. How you doing? Glad you joined. Glad you joined. Like I said, we're just doing the missions on hard here. Heck load of Hectors. Perfect. Also, it will be on hard. I apologize if I blow you up with Team Yodelay Kaboom. It's pretty funny when you reflect a full charge flare back at them. Yeah, I would imagine that would be funny. Vehicles are expendable. The strength of a vehicle differs based on difficulty level. You probably have 5,000 armor now.
But we must get back before my Kaiser.
You can take a rocket. You got your armor equipped.
Barrett 1, come in. Where are you?
He's not at the meetup point. Starting
This
our
Haka
vacation
brother.
in Miami a little early, don't you think?
You're Amy? Oh, in Florida. You know, I can't read the on-screen text like Commander can.
All units, abort mission.
This is such a slow weapon. I'm so not used to
Pinpointing
these.
Barrett 1's location. Looks like he's nearby.
Leave the area immediately. This area's...
You know, I just realized I'm fighting a bunch of Hectors. This is probably a bad idea, actually.
Huge army of Hectors. You're surrounded.
Radar. It's all red.
It looks like all the nearby Hectors have gathered in this area.
Or
Cray-cray,
that
but
could happen.
whatever. Let's just engage them.
Barrett 1, are you nearby? Share your location.
Forget about me! Just get out of here!
Wait, are you trapped? That's it. Change of plans. I'm going after that creep.
All right, you got this.
For the win. Hashtag you know it.
We already get... Alright, all the teammates are already rescued. Okay. Also, Prinny is absolutely devastating the battlefield. Get the robot. There's no robot, there's a tank.
Please exterminate all enemies.
Gotcha!
Barrett 1, you went in without the rest of the team?
Yeah,
Yeah, probably should actually use the tank.
I was surrounded and attacked. Power frame offline. I'm done for. You guys get out of here.
Also good to know, the tank can literally blow itself up in like one hit. There we go, perfect.
The hell are those?
They look
Hold
like
up.
invader carriers. What are they doing here? Carriers release giant creatures. Destroy them first.
There we go, finally. I was wondering like why I couldn't hit a single one.
Found him.
I thought I said to get out of here.
Quit squirming.
What are you doing?
Reroute this here.
There we go.
This. And there. Hashtag good to go.
Wait.
Yeah.
Rebooted my power frame.
Bogal 7. You're a mechanic? Yes, no, maybe. Who cares?
You know, for a tank that's almost exploded, this is actually a really good tank at hard difficulty. Where the heck is anyone?
Bogal 7 and Barrett 1 have been
Ah,
evacuated.
damn it. Well, no more ammo.
You're welcome.
All right, I got this.
Emma was talking about the evil robots attack you.
Let's have some fun. You ready?
I wonder if these actually have any range. Yeah, that'll work.
Mission complete. Great job.
Look, Team Yodelay Kaboom goes out with a bang.
And what do we say?
You guys saved me.
Said without a single emoji.
Hey, if you're not blowing yourself up in Bomberman, you're doing something wrong. Nobody's untouchable in Bomberman. Like I said, it's weird I had a winning streak.
Beautiful this time of year. Hey, Kirsten?
Aw, flame ball. Hey, you can equip a different weapon. You can equip the Beatles.
I am no longer Nikolaos. I have studied every ancient war tactic and have become one with Sparta.
As the last of the Sparta brothers. Let's see, this gotta be a good weapon for her. Honestly, I think honestly, this might just be the best one, actually. I think my bombs have been tracking me when you play yellow. Hey, you play a big risk when you play yellow. Play a big risk when you play yellow each time, every time. Yeah, let's just go with Mega Plasma. Who's in command now? You know what, actually, let's go back to her original setup. Not the Goliath, where's the volcano? Maybe this was actually the best answer.
EDF! EDF!
Playing Super Bomberman R, like, I've been playing Simon Belmont, just because the whip, you can draw out powers, which is a lot better than most people actually think of, because if you can like, knock out a person's boxing glove, you just threw out all of their defensive ability. It's actually amazing.
We got this.
Look, the Ravager mothership.
We've cleared out most of the Hectors in this area. Now's our chance. Let's go. EDF! EDF!
There we go. This guy.
I'm hit bad!
Allow me. This is too painful to watch.
Dude, Yellow Barman is always gonna be creepy. Oh god, I can only imagine how much health these things actually have. He does yell Jesus when he blows himself up. I wouldn't mind actually having a team of all wind divers. I think their mobility is also really good, but I just like their support abilities are just that important.
He's slaying it, aren't you, Barry?
Guess I am.
Firing cannon. Whoa. Was that a jump?
You just love throwing bombs and hope to win. That's the important thing, as long as you're having fun playing your way.
You guys got me. I used to be a captain. Had my own team. We ran into a huge group of Hectors, just like before. But we lost. I made a poor judgment call. And yet, I was the only one that survived.
I had no idea.
I can't have any more friends dying on me, so I decided not to make it. At least, that was my intention.
There you go. It's weird for the night stage. They literally just tore down Big Ben. Ah, that or Prinny just blew it up. One of the two. But no, with Simon Belmont, what I like to do is I like to just grab the player with the whip and throw him into the wall. Because every time you throw him in the wall, they lose a power-up. And you can just pick up that power-up almost consequence-free. Like, you only have one bomb, but you don't need any more than the one bomb. And also, he can have rubber bombs and piercing bombs as well, which is also really important. You have a lot of fun, especially when I start game fuel to freak out. Yeah.
What's it doing?
Like, my personal advice is, like, play defensively. Because to win a Battle Royale game, you don't need to be the aggressor. You really just need to make sure you're alive.
It's a huge group of Hectors.
Like, that's all you really need to do. You don't need to do anything else or anything special.
one! Taking out Hectors is your specialty, right?
Let's have
I'll
some
follow
fun.
your orders.
You ready?
Just tell me how to beat these guys.
Putting me in charge is just what got my team killed.
Let me live through this traumatic event all over again.
We need you! So, who's in charge?
Spriteful! All units, follow my commands.
We're all yours, Barry.
Have you noticed that there are 3 types of Hectors? Some have a particle Gatling gun. For those, take cover behind a wall till it's clear to engage. The ones with plasma cannons are long range. They can take out a building in one shot. Be sure to engage them at close range. The spark launchers have a wide attack range. Watch where they hit before engaging them.
Yeah, the rotor bombs are the worst. Rotor bombs always make me
Should have
freak
mentioned
out.
all that earlier. All units, concentrate your attacks on those Hectors.
Bombs away.
Let's do it!
Yeah. Eat this. Gotcha. Leave it to me. I got this. Gotcha.
There we go.
We won! You did it, Commander. And Barrett won. Excellent leadership.
I couldn't have done it without you guys.
Aw, Barrett's
See how
now
we
just a
lost your
big old
touch after
softy.
all? Hashtag leader.
And you, Logel 7, great job.
OMG, hashtag blessed.
Team, the mothership.
It's just gonna leave.
The mothership is leaving.
Hey, what's that dark mist?
Is that smoke?
Gonna skip this. I'm not too worried about the story
Report
anymore.
from the scout team. This area has been restored with the rest of the planet.
Fogel 7, Barrett 1. We couldn't have done it without either of you.
Well, I'm going back to my team. They need me more than you guys do.
There you go.
You come too, Barry. We're BFFs, right?
What?
Oh, come on. I can see you blushing even with that helmet on. Cutie.
But no, like, I've been on a weird winning streak when it comes to Super Bomberman R Online. And I enjoy it. It's just a fun game to play.
Ardonia must be beautiful this time of year. Hey, Kirsten?
I'm curious, what do you have your characters equipped with, Brinny? Quick Stag Beetle. Ooh, a new weapon, a cursed Fenrir. Oh, I gotta see what that does. What does a cursed Fenrir do? Let's see. Was that artillery? No, it wasn't. Assault rifle? Assault rifle. Precision F, homing effect A, blast effect. That is such low damage, but it has homing. Yeah, I could easily see why. I see why. It has a blast effect. And a fast reload speed and a high fire rate too. Yeah, I could see why that would be really good. Your wing diver gets MVP because of that thing. Yeah. That definitely that makes sense. That tracks. What's the other weapon I have here? Copper Ziphos. Oh. Steel and... Wait, really? Copper? What's the level 3 gonna be? Tin? Also, that's a nice touch, literally having their hand be attached to the shield like that. That's a real nice touch. Also, speaking of actual weapons here, I'm sorry, but this is so far her best weapon.
EDF!
I can see that giving that to your Wing Diver. But you have Crescent Katana, Cursed Fenrir, you switch between Anti-Air Mortar and ASDE, and Stardust Fall. Yeah, that's actually some really good weapons then. I love the Anti-Air Mortar, that's a really good one.
Listen to my song.
That's why I love having it on my Ranger.
This is the General.
Take this.
That area is currently under attack by giant creatures released by the invaders. EDF soldiers will meet with your group soon. Join them and exterminate the enemies. I will contact you again as soon as we track down the location of the next mothership. General out.
Get rid of all enemies in the mission
Yes,
area.
gonna...
Intermission's over.
Just gonna blow up all these barricades.
Next.
That seems to be the answer.
This is too painful to watch. Yeah. Firing
Keep on going.
Don't make it so easy. Gotcha. Bingo.
It's a shame the Insect Armageddon's weapon, the Jaggery system here, can't actually you give them too low credit. You know, honestly, that would be a great level 3. Foam swords. This is Sparta, and he's using a foam sword. That would be perfect. That would fit this game too well.
Go down there and help.
Intermission's over.
Allow me. Firing cannon. This is too painful to watch.
Also, this is the first time I've seen this area be so cleared off of everything. Let's just clear everything off.
Intermission's over.
Yeah.
They won't attack while in midair. Try to hit them while they're jumping.
They're actually cosplayers, not Spartans. Hey, we already have a live streamer sister. I don't know if we need a cosplayer brother. Actually, you know what? This game would need a cosplayer brother. What would an EDF game have as their cosplay? Like, you could already play as a maid. Or as the frog.
Watch out. Flying enemies have entered the mission area.
Hello, gentlemen. Sorry to keep you waiting.
You're the soldier defending this area.
That's right. I'm Theta 5, an elite member of the EDF infantry.
Did he just call himself elite?
No need to worry now that I'm here. Now, allow me to lead.
Like, what would you cosplay as for the
Got
EDF?
ourselves a big shot over here. Next round.
Let's have some fun. You ready?
Mage, maybe with red stream versus fireballs. That would be pretty good.
I can outthink any situation, and I've got this custom laser rifle made just for me. You guys really lucked out. Not everyone gets to fight alongside
Just have
me.
him yell out, fireball, fireball.
He's a little much, but there's no denying his talent.
Don't worry, I'm not paying attention to Theta 5, therefore you're not elite. See, when it comes to, like, I'm just used to beating the Ravagers here, or the gunships here with the, well, that'll be work. With, the fork. The fork is good. There we go. I do like this Jaggery system. It's a really good weapon.
Mission complete.
Also, it doesn't.
Great
It also
job.
helps that this guy is red.
That was some
Like,
tough
I very
competition.
much have a color bias.
Everything went just as I planned. Easy as pie.
Wait, it looks like there's still some fighting in the neighboring area.
Let's head over there, Commander.
Until the
We're
dawn
not
sings
done
again.
yet.
Joyous
I was hoping to go home for a shower
Our
about now.
undying fighting spirit burns
There might
for all
be people
to
that need our
see.
help.
We brothers
Let's
and
go.
we sisters shall continue to fight proud. The EDF march onward.
Honestly, that it just doesn't have the same impact. Although I do love that they did make another chant.
We did it. We won. All right.
There will be another chant that will be EDF
I shall
4.
repay the debt I owe you. Ninja.
Oh, Crescent Katana, nice. Making the big bucks. Also, I could just destroy all of these buildings, too. There's one mission I'm actually worried about. It's the Green Ant mission. That mission is so rude. That mission is mean on so many levels. Sadly, level 3 is silver, not foam. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. Probably because you've been playing too much Mass Effect, but the Crescent Katana, a shotgun. No, it's a melee weapon. Here, I'll actually... Because it's related to the, here's the Crescent Katana. It's related to Ninja Brother. Let's see. This mystical blade releases ice shards when unsheathed. How cool. What's cooler is that its attack changes depending on whether you're walking in the air. Death with honor is better than a shameful victory. For this, you can win with honor. Ninja. Wait, then which chant is... I thought the EDF Marches Onward was a new chant for this game.
EDF!
I thought it was, like, specific for, this game. Does it reference another game? It's pretty sure from it's an older EDF. Really? You know, that would actually make more sense. I still think EDF 4 is right now the best. I think that one's the best right now.
Someone's fighting here.
Hey, it's the EDF! Ni hao, I'm Pao, Dim Sum sister.
What's with that mountain of enemies?
I'm collecting spider webs. It's gonna be a great business. Maybe you can help.
Too big.
I guess there's no avoiding a battle.
So you're collecting web from those giant spiders.
Their webbing is tougher than steel and softer than nylon. It's a miraculous super fabric.
She's collecting their web to sell it? Give me a break.
Damn it.
This web, it's gross and sticky.
Are you really going to sell this stuff?
My ancestors made a fortune selling silk from China to Rome.
Ah, yes. Using the Silk Road.
The silk.
We just need to blow up everything, let's be
The
honest.
trade routes that connected the East with the West until the 18th century.
Look,
They used
half
to
of my
bring
job
Chinese
here is now just
to
to
Rome.
destroy every single
That's
building.
how it got its name.
That's literally my job here now. It's just to destroy every building so the spiders can't hide from anything.
I'm going to sell this giant spider's web and bring the silk
And if
road
I destroy something, well, all the better.
Damn, these webs! Stop you in your tracks!
I'll save you.
Thanks, pal.
I'll send you the bill later.
You're You're charging us for this?
People have been trying to make a silk for
We all
ballistic
got to make a
vests.
living.
Interesting.
Next. I got this. Next round.
There we go. See, now the spiders have nowhere to hide. They have nowhere to hide.
Giant creatures are coming.
Or they could literally just spawn on top of me.
Caught in this web again. Us elites aren't supposed to have to deal with dirty work like this.
Excuse me?
I've done the calculations, and turns out you guys don't need me for this mission. I'll let you guys handle the rest.
Hey, wait!
Beta 5 has left the mission area.
我的天哪 How selfish!
Just fire at will, that's all I do. Just point at what you want to die, and the missiles will take care of the rest. I'm a sucker for these weapons. See? Perfect.
We won! That was a close call, but we got tons of giant spiderweb.
We meant to save you, but you ended up saving us.
Easy as moon pie. We should work together. It's win-win.
We'd love to have you, pal.
There's the good stuff.
Giant insects who have once again come back. We'll unleash all our forces. We will cut them any slack. The EDF deploys.
Remember, I promised to tell you why I'm dressed as a koala if we win? I lied.
He lied. I love the voice acting in this game. This game uses so much character, it's fun to play. I lied. What's weird is that the koala brother also does like an Arnold Schwarzenegger accent for some reason, or impersonation.
Bullfighting isn't as popular as it used to be, but alien fighting could be big, no?
Oh, I hate Matador brother. His mobility move is just, it's just terrible. All you need is web. Something better. They're fighting the farmland. Don't need to do much. Can he actually equip that weapon? Can he equip that? He can equip the cursed Fenrir. Let's actually try that out. I want to try that out. I think they would make goats that has spiders' ability to produce webbing. Huh. I'll be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if people tried every single material as a means to protect themselves from taking any sort of damage. Like, that wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, technically, we're still searching for better materials that a person can actually equip or wear.
But we must get back before my Kaiserschmarrn is ready.
Yeah.
There's tons of Ravagers all around you.
Lots of enemies.
Ooh, a blue koala brother.
To get giant spiderwebs.
What are you guys worried about? I'm here.
Oh. Okay, that's,
Maybe this time you'll stay for the whole fight.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Intermissions. Oh.
Last mission, I only left the field to give you guys a chance to score some kills. And my calculations were correct. You made it out just fine, didn't you?
Okay, I can see why this is good for the
Use your
gunships.
surroundings to avoid the giant creature's web attacks.
What surroundings? We're in a field!
Reload! Take this!
Oh, there's a brother.
I'll take this.
Out of my way!
The enemies won't stop
Out.
attacking.
I thought this thing did damage.
Moving away.
I don't need to do cool tricks.
Leave it to me.
There we go.
We got this.
And our last brother is the wolf. Huntsman brother.
I do what I can.
Yeah.
You have to actually... Okay, you actually do have to be pointing at what you want to kill. You did do damage. It's single hit. Yeah, this would really be good against the gun pods. You're at least in the range.
Let's ride.
A lot shorter range than I thought it would be.
Reload.
I don't know, I think I like the missiles a little bit better. Like, they may cause knock-up and such,
Giant
but
creatures are coming.
it's still...
Tell me you guys have had enough already. How disappointing.
I'm sensing some fear in your voice too, Theta 5.
Am not. This is all part of the plan. Reload.
Intermission's over.
This is too painful to watch.
Something's wrong with my laser rifle.
Theta 5, you okay?
Reload. It's gonna overheat from continuous use. There were more enemies than I planned for. And that.
That is such a big explosion radius.
Next.
Really? We still have more? A lot of ants.
A whole bunch of giant creatures are heading this way.
They just don't stop.
Oh, when in doubt, march forward.
Maybe we could close shop today.
Decent show, spiders.
This is
I
too
think
painful to watch.
I've reached my
This
peak.
is my destiny.
Springfall. Why does have to happen? I'm dead.
Rage like an elephant in the unit wars.
Theta 5, get a hold of yourself.
Theta 5, he's
Let's
broken.
have some fun. You
Let's
ready?
finish this ourselves then.
ADF! ADF!
There we go.
Reload. Let's have some fun. You ready?
There we go.
Don't make it so easy. I'll take this. Guess there's no other way. Sky Avalanche! Yeah, request
I always forget he could do that.
Firing cannon.
Yeah. Next round. Eat this.
There we go.
Try not to get caught in the web. It'll impede your movements.
Reload.
Theta 5 needs to add a better cooling system to his rifle. Honestly, like, cooling systems in the rifle... There was no cooling system in rifles in EDF games. That's what that sucked about them. Like, there was a lot of cool laser rifles in the EDF games, but they always ran out of ammo. And once they ran out of ammo, that was it. They were done.
Theta 5.
Where am I? Am I alive?
The team saved your life. Your elite equipment and calculations aren't enough to win this.
Jump on the tank, jump off the tank.
What?
Jump on the tank, jump off the
But
tank.
I'm elite.
So I'm actually afraid of heights.
You know, there's actually an achievement for boarding tanks. Like 150 times or something.
We won.
It's honestly kind of silly.
the commander. If we win, I'll tell you why I'm wearing this koala suit.
Oh. Huh. I didn't know I didn't have Gamma. Hey, you could use rocket launchers.
I do not share your purpose. I just seek vengeance.
We have the liar. The liar koala. A fistful of courage. This is the one with a giant spider. Fairly confident this is the giant spider mission. Let's actually get back his other weapon. I prefer him with a missile launcher. Where's his missile launcher? Oh, that's artillery. Jaggery system, here we go. Because he got MVP. I just wanted to try the weapon. Like, that's really good, honestly, as a single target. And that's really good when you're fighting a bunch of, what do you call it? A bunch of the gunships.
Where's Theta 5?
But I kind of like, I still like the Jaggery system. I really wish the Jaggery system missile launchers would blow up buildings. They can't blow up buildings.
Please begin a search for Theta 5. He's still transmitting a signal, which tells me he wants to be found.
Giant creature signals.
Allow me. Enemies! Let's do this, pal!
Gotcha!
You're a real help, pal. The EDF thanks you.
You know, honestly, that's...
I should be thanking you.
I honestly don't know, honestly, with Team Reptile. Team Reptile's a good developer. Like, freaking... Was it, oh my god, I'm blanking on their game. For God's sakes, they made it twice, and I own both of them.
Is a very gifted soldier.
Blazeball. But I feel like part of the reason why Jet Set Radio was so successful was there was a counterculture. It was honestly counterculture. And that's something you like. I don't think we really have a counterculture anymore right now in society. Like, as weird as that sounds, we really don't. Like, I feel like if anything, like the next generation, you know, Gen Z and such, they're already adults now, and they've kind of shown that they're more about being on celebrities, like a pseudo-celebrity, which makes sense, honestly, because that's what our, at least Western society, kind of wants people to be. Because we don't believe in people unless they have a portfolio that's like that of a YouTuber. So even if you hate being on social media, you kind of have to be. You have to have your own website and such. It really sucks, but that's kind of where we are right now. Also,
allow me.
Enemy reinforcements.
You're literally gonna kill that thing before it actually gets there.
What's that?
Unless that happens.
Huge.
Yes, get him, rain on it. Also, these spiders are a lot bigger than I remember.
Theta 5, what are you fighting for? To show off your latest weapons?
Future's good. The original did not age well. Like, I love playing games where you're a rollerblader. Like, I honestly, I loved rollerblading, like, growing up. That was one of my favorite things to do.
I'll admit it. I am a coward. The only way I could brave up was to get some experience to go with my awesome weapons. Let's reload.
So?
Let's have some fun.
Don't you have everything you need?
Yes, I am Theta 5, part of the elite squad. I'll show you what I'm made of.
Yeah, no, if you got to play Future, that was easily the better one.
This webbing's
But I don't think like the next generation will just enjoy or really has the counterculture.
Don't give it a chance to fight back.
Like I'm literally thinking like the kids, like the few people who are millennials that have children. Heck, there's Gen Z that have kids now. There's a disturbing thought. To roll around as Poison Jam. Like, I don't know what people would want out of another Jet Set Radio game. Especially since its music is also a really hard thing to come by right now. Like, every song or every music is pretty much copyrighted.
Yeah.
That, I think, if anything, is the other death blow to that franchise. I think that's the other death blow to the Jet Set Radio, or any game that's like it. There's no counterculture. It's hard for the younger generation to relate to it, and nailing down the music.
Oh yeah.
What are you gonna play? Korean pop?
I knew you had it.
Those are all copyrighted.
That was some excellent
You're not gonna get
strategy.
BTS to make
And
songs.
you showed us.
Is that courage for sale?
Also,
My courage? You can't put a price
I
on
guess
that.
actually this makes. I feel like the basketball courts here need to be bigger. Probably need to be bigger.
What's the matter? Hastings, Waterloo, Gettysburg, and now this. Another turning point in history!
I just love I love the Air Raiders voice actors. They're great. Dragon Sister, she gets an upgrade. Psy Brother. I do not like the linear bow. That linear bow is not a great weapon. I don't know what they're gonna do with it. That's the thing. It's like, if they make original music, I don't know if people will feel a connection towards it. I don't know if you'll feel a connection towards it. Oh. Oh, well, I just noticed why. What's the crud? Did she even equip? I swear, my own characters cannot equip anything. My own character, I have not found another Yodel Sister beta. This is the downside about this game. There's so many characters that you can't actually equip the weapons you would want or need. Can you equip anything? You can't. Oh, we can. Not a bad option, honestly. I'm gonna give you that, actually. Oh, nope. Let's not leave the room. This skill experience gained from dupes goes way up on higher difficulties. That would make sense. I've only been playing this game. I've been going through the easy mode because I was doing the like do 20 missions with one person, do 20 missions with 2 people, that sort of deal. That's what I've been working on.
Shucks, now they're flying? Leave it to me.
Enemy approaching.
Yeah.
Bees! Them's giant bees!
Let's
Stop the bees! That's a lot of bees. Did we rescue all of them? No.
Let's ride.
There's another one somewhere.
Up I go.
I'll take this.
Nothing over here.
They've seen you.
Watch out, eh?
What in tarnation? I found something strange with these bees.
A bear? In a savannah?
We got this.
Oh, here. You guys are EDF, eh?
That Yeah, that's pretty powerful, honestly.
I'm Bear Brother. These bees are after me, eh?
I wish these things had a faster reload time.
Oh, look, a bear. How cute. A bear? Cute? He reminds me of those friendly bears on TV shows I watched when I was little.
Also, the only Canadian representation this game has.
What's a TV show bear doing around these parts?
I wonder.
Oh, this is just a costume. I was just trying to get some honey. Put on this bear costume so I don't get stung.
An avalanche of bullets! I could see why you'd want protection
That
from all
actually
these stingers, but
worked.
heck, a bear suit?
It actually does. Nice.
Giant beehive. Figured I could get enough honey to fill a swimming pool, you know?
Enough honey to fill a swimming pool. Pooh Bear is the reason honey bears are extinct.
Keep this up, Commander.
Oh god.
There's no other way. An avalanche of bullets!
Request received. On the way.
You got this.
This is too...
Intermission's over.
I don't know if they dance, but we'll find out if they dance. Huntsman Pro.
Leave it to me.
Get your butt up. Not the bees, I'm allergic. I'm very lucky I don't have any known allergies or anything. I always thought these were wasps, honestly. I didn't know they were actually bees. I mean, in the hierarchy of scary animals, I would put wasps higher than bees.
You got this.
Snowboarding! I love the fact that he snowboards. There we go.
Next.
We won!
Yeah, this is a really good gun.
Thanks a lot, eh?
Hey there, Bruno. You said you were fixing to get some honey?
They look more like wasps. Yeah, that's what I always thought.
Here was a hive so big, you could fill an entire swimming pool with honey.
Well, shucks. So you tried to steal them bees' honey?
Trying to take their honey may have provoked the flying giant creatures to attack this area.
I'm gonna wrangle you, boy. Not good enough. Alpine wind.
Snowboard away.
Monte Rosa, we're alive.
Honestly, this is a good amount of experience for finding other brothers. The sad thing is wasps also pollinate like bees, but I don't think wasps make honey. Yeah,
Looks like you need me, which is perfect because I'm awesome.
I don't know what they do, honestly. I'm terrible, honestly. The unfortunate thing about the world is you can't know everything. Which is why it's your job to figure out what another person knows. I think that's a better way to work out things. I feel like when people argue on the internet and such, you end up finding you just get into these silly arguments because like everyone expects everyone to know everything, which is just completely unrealistic. It just doesn't work out that way. Bear Brothers Honey Hunt. Or someone had too much fun making all these mission names.
EDF!
Wait, I killed him with explosions? I didn't even use Yodel, my Yodel sister. I didn't use my Yodel sister. What, can you kill him with, the Fenrir or the Jaeger, or the Jageri system? It went from full to nothing in like a second. You know what, it was probably the, it was probably my aerator then. It was probably my aerator.
What's all this honey doing around here?
Alright, let's
Those
go
are
over this way.
actually giant creature decoy devices.
Right.
That's a big old honey pot, baby.
I got this.
Why
actually,
is there
this
so
is
much
just-
of it? Was someone collecting honey?
There. This is how you get to your brothers and sisters.
Well, shucks. Guess giant creatures ain't the only thing being lured.
Time to dig in. Oh, this honey is gross, eh?
Alpine Wind. Hey Bruno, you okay, partner?
Oh, hey! It's the EDF again, eh? 1 second, I'm alone. Next thing, I'm surrounded on all sides.
Alpine Wind.
Can I destroy this?
This is too painful.
Can I destroy City Hall? I can destroy City Hall. That is amazing. City Hall is very durable. City Hall is very durable.
Cover me. And that guess I'm too far out.
There, they're taking out City Hall. Actually, wait, this will be good.
Intermission's over.
Well, that's one way to kill everything.
Good work.
You once heard scientists believe mosquitoes are useless, but it's only the females that drink blood. I believe the males nectar.
Try finding something to take cover
Huh.
behind.
Like I said, it's unfortunate. Like, there's so many... Like, biology is definitely a very, very useful science. Okay, switch to you. You need the help. There we go. Grab that. There. And I'll just destroy these buildings. Look, I'm just redecorating.
What were you doing here, Mr. Bear?
The giant bee was just calling my name. So
Can I hit the mark?
decided to come back.
You're still after that honey?
What you call a fool, you know? You just leave something delicious behind. That wasn't nice.
Intermission's over.
Copy that. Initiating attack.
Great job.
Leave it to me.
Like I said, I feel like the older I get, the less I know. And that, like, that's an obvious statement, but still. It's like, I'd like to know more, so... I'd like to, like, it's weird, like, I appreciate the fact when I had a very general education. Like, I appreciated my liberal arts education, but our world does not work like that. Where you need to specialize in, like, a trade. Because we don't value general intelligence anymore.
I got this. Leave it to me.
You know, these remind me of the beetle weapons, honestly.
These enemies can be burned easily. Explosive weapons are particularly effective.
Stop using the buildings as cover, you darn bees.
Reload.
There we go.
Oh, hey, by the way, when I saw that giant round beehive before,
Yeah.
there was another hive, eh? But this one was silver and floating.
The Ravager mothership. Bruno, do you remember where that silver hive was? Can you take us there?
You want me to take you to the hive I found? Well, okie doke. Just follow me.
I know scientists are clear because we're dealing with so many different food shortages. Because we keep... Let's be honest, we're going to drive ourselves to extinction because of food in this world.
Monte Rosa, we're alive.
That is actually a ridiculously good weapon. Professional glove. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we found a way to make, like, a different type of synthetic honey. Let's see, is this... No, this isn't the last one, actually. I'm trying to find, like, the moment to end on the story arc. Like, this would be a good place to end. Let's see here. That actually might be better than the fork, honestly. I think this is actually a better weapon combination. The fork I love, it's really good, but at the same time, I need to start answering the error problem.
EDF! EDF!
But I'm not in a situation where I can try and solve the world's food problem.
My voice will shake the aliens into submission.
All right, show us the way to the beehive.
That's right.
I'm guessing there's a Ravager mothership over there.
Really? All the way over there?
Giant creatures are coming.
I'll take this.
Where the heck is he? Oh, there it is. Okay. I see your brother. And I see your other brother. I'll go grab that one too.
I got this. Allow me to join.
Is it really up there? Where the heck is this brother? Ooh, a red dragon sister.
If I don't save us, who will?
I'll take
Also, oh my god, help me Jesus.
There's still more enemies for you to clear out.
Intermissions over.
With that bear suit, I thought he wasn't playing with a whole deck. But he ain't no tenderfoot.
Well, thanks, eh?
I'll take this.
I'm gonna run. We overfish, overhunt in some cases. We trains.
So, you're from
Yeah, it wasn't
the
locally. There was a
I'm cowboy brother from...
what was it? The story was basically there's only like 4 types of flocks in the world, and because someone was using a drone and the drone ran out of power and crashed, it basically scared away all the birds off and basically destroyed like a nest of 3,000 eggs.
Canadian grizzly.
So
Well,
yeah, we
shouldn't
like,
you be after salmon instead of honey?
like I find that drones can be a good hobby, but you know, as they say, like a person is smart, but people are dumb, scared, and panicky, and you know it. It's that type of situation. So it really sucks that, like, someone who has no real knowledge or self-awareness or any sense of, like, conservationism in their bones pretty much just resulted in absolutely destroying an entire pretty much an entire species all on their own, just because their drone ran out of battery. Which really sucks, honestly. Like, there's a lot of things we unfortunately do, whether we know it, whether we're aware of it or not, that can just screw up everything. And the only reason, like in industry-wide, the reason why we just keep doing the terrible things is easy, money. But it sucks when we create things like technology for cool things like drones, which could be very useful. But then we sell them for profit and falls in the wrong hands of some Joe Schmo. Kinda sucks that it basically just gets completely ruined. Really? You're not dead yet?
I got this.
There, finally.
Leave it to me.
Starting to think this is the better area to fight in.
So, why are we searching for this mothership anyway, huh?
The planet's in pieces, and we gotta put it all back together.
Well, that sounds like a
I'm
challenge.
surprised they don't sell the soundtrack to this game. It's a pretty nice soundtrack.
Everywhere.
Oh, Hector's. Oh, okay.
Don't make it so easy. Sorry. Guess there's no other way. Sky Avalanche! Request received. Bounce away.
Fantastic.
Next.
I don't want to deal with no Hectors.
Stingers sure do spark.
Oh, wanna borrow my bear suit?
I'm, fine without it.
I got this.
I'll see if HQ can send us something to protect ourselves with.
Thank you kindly.
Stop. Leave it to me.
The enemies won't stop attacking.
Next. Up I go.
That was a crack shot by the computer.
Eat this. Gotcha. Leave it to me. No!
What the? Oh, come on.
I'm hit bad! I got this. Reload! Bingo!
There we go.
Leave it to me. I got this.
Wait, what's left? Oh, don't tell me it's another
These enemies
Hector.
can be blown back easily. Explosive weapons are particularly effective.
Oh no, it's an ant.
Gotcha.
Or a wasp.
Next round. Let's ride.
Mission complete. Great job.
We got this.
Hey, Bruno, you're pretty tough. How about joining
That
us?
thing is the biggest face of the amount of protection is a girl who looks like she's
Can't say
in
I
middle
wanna
school.
do that, eh?
Oh yeah, what was it?
We can get along just fine on our own. Even if the planet's
Yeah,
in
you're
pieces.
public figures,
You bears I
yes.
used to watch on TV were always so chill and in search of honey.
Like organization-wise, there's still organizations, but there's not really, unfortunately, profit in conservationism anymore. I mean, heck, the reason why we originally had the national park system in the United States is because the John Birch Society, if I remember correctly,
must be beautiful this time of year. Hey, Kirsten.
had connections to basically lobbyists. Like today, you know, like the best way to figure out what exactly will happen to your country or what happens is always who are the people in power and who are they connected to? You know, back during the days of Teddy Roosevelt, it was literally environmentalists, conservationists. Nowadays, it's Wall Street. So you're going to see major shifts towards that. It's like everyone's
Initiating
revealing.
counteroffensive. I call this mission Project A. Lien.
I forgot her name too, but like, if anything, she's more about climate change, if anything, not so much destroying ecosystems. Like, she's just as, you know, unfortunately, I'd hate to say it, she's a public face because all she did was sail across the ocean. That's literally it. That's the unfortunate reason. This will probably be the last one, because this is the mothership mission. You gonna take off, Pretty? Aw, just during the last mission? Oh, well. Fine, we'll tackle it alone. We'll destroy all the honey. Oil barons, former CEOs. Like, that's why, like, honestly, it's easy for me to say, we're kind of in a second Gilded Age. It's very, like, understandable. No, that's, like, I started this stream late. I'm ending it late, so apologies. We'll end it, I want to at least beat this mothership. But I can do it. I can do it solo, honest. Probably not.
Sure.
I'm glad the difficulty actually is more balanced. I'm glad the difficulty is balanced.
Commander, look, it's the Ravager mothership.
Oh, not these monsters again! Eat this!
The last one was the mothership from EDF-4. This one's the mothership from EDF-3.
God, I wish I could actually speed up my characters.
For this mission, I was able to get a battle machine Faculta for you guys to use.
And we're not even going to use it until
Against the
later.
bees? I asked HQ, and this is what they got us.
Thank you kindly. But wait. The cockpit is wide open!
Hey, beggars can't be choosers, okay?
Well, they do have a point, boss.
Eat this!
Where's the last brother?
Moving away!
Oh, don't tell me the last brother's not here.
Alpine wind!
He's probably in the upper right section then.
We got this! Moving away!
These are the smallest basketball courts. This is not to scale.
Sorry!
Probably should destroy that beehive.
We got this!
There it is. There's our last brother. It's hiding in the school?
Hives release lots of enemies, but all new enemies emerge from a single
Hey,
spot,
it's a wing
making them
diver.
easy targets.
Good old jet lifter.
This is too painful to watch! Fire and cannon! Direct hit!
What the?
Yeah, I'll take this.
Ah, he ran out of ammo.
Gotcha! Leave it to me! This is too painful to watch! Initiating attack! Next! Yeah. Eat this! They got me!
And these guys offer absolutely no percentage to your supers.
Eat this! Gotcha! This is too painful. Yeah. Reload! Ow! Copy that. Initiating attack. That's some nice work, Bruno. You know, you really should consider joining the EDF.
Thanks, but no thanks, eh? In Canada, we already take care of each other. Plus, we got great health care, you know. As long as my friends and family are safe, I am happy. The rest of the planet just isn't my concern, eh?
Me. Yeah.
Bruno's a real dick when you actually hear it that way.
The house about to collapse. Is ours. This is too painful to watch.
Joe, that's something the antagonist would say.
Next. I got this. Eat this.
Oh no!
Jesus. Let's ride. Reload.
Oh, not enough armor. Ah, you even botched that.
What took so long? I'll take this.
That is too many V's. That is too many V's.
Damn, guess there's no other way. An avalanche of bullets. Coordinates confirmed. Load.
Did that attach to... Okay, no, that attaches to the nest. Okay, good.
This is too painful to watch.
Oh, come on.
Be careful. You can really injure yourself with explosive
This is
weapons.
too painful to watch. What the hell? Copy that. Initiating attack.
Time to run.
Don't make it so easy. Next. No. Sorry.
Downfall of the music box.
Allow me. I got this. Copy that. Initiating attack. Gotcha.
Go.
Leave it to me. Next. I got this.
I remember to swap more often in this game.
I'll take this.
Intermission's over.
Go. What?
Yeah, eat this. Reload. Leave it to me.
Are we seriously out of range? Thank you. You're... Thank you.
Good work.
I was about to say, I can't be out of range for this. There's no way.
Intermission's over.
Leave
Good.
it to me.
All the specials are up.
Something's happening.
Oh, hey, what's a kerfuffle over here?
Intermission.
What was it? I think this was a giant wasp. Should be able to kill that pretty quickly.
Dark ones?
Yep, giant wasp.
I'm scared.
Leave it to me. Guess there's no other way. An avalanche of bullets. This is my destiny. Rage! Rage!
If that doesn't kill it, I will be very sad.
It's a massive flying creature. It's their queen.
What are the red ones?
That didn't do anything.
Essentially, the queen's royal guards.
Watch out for them. In most games, red versions of enemies are usually stronger.
That queen's desperate!
She must not be happy we're destroying her hive.
But if we defeat her, we'll be in Honeytown.
Yeah, so
Oh, God.
true, eh?
Intermission's over.
Alright. Time to sing.
Yes! Rise up, soldiers!
This is too painful to watch.
Let's have some fun. Go try!
There we go. That should take care of most of them. Push him back, way back.
They fell into our trap.
Firing cannon!
Emperor's bees can be pushed back easily, which will restrict their movements. Try using an explosive weapon.
I think I broke the bee.
Intermission's over.
Allow me.
There we go.
Next.
Yeehaw! We did it, partners. We got the bees good. Hey, Bruno. It's time for that honey hoedown we promised you. Hey, Bruno. Why so glum?
That queen was just protecting her family,
Can I
you know?
even get out there?
We came for their honey. This time, we were the invaders.
Oh, Bear.
I got this.
Oh no, there is a wall. Shoot. There's a
There's
wall.
dark mist coming out.
Oh, you can't actually reach
The mothership's leaving.
the Eiffel Tower.
They ain't gonna fight.
Man, you can actually go through this game really quickly if you
Report from the
wanted.
scout team. This area has been restored with the
Like, you
rest
could
of the planet.
beat this game probably on normal in a day if you really
Excellent
actually
work,
wanted
Commander.
to. Like, it would take an entire day, but you could beat it in a day.
Destroying an entire hive just for some honey? I must say, I regret what I've done. I'm going to binge watch some bear shows to see how a true bear that cares would act.
Then you'll be a real bear.
So, what's next for you, partner? I guess joining
I
the EDF
love
is
that. I love the
still,
Alpine
negatory.
skateboard here, or snowboard.
I'll have to pass.
Yeah, that queen on
I'm
hard
starting to
takes
miss
quite a
my
bit of
family.
damage.
Well, maybe once I learn how to behave like a true bear, you could ask me again.
We got this. Alpine wind.
I don't know what that's supposed to do when you just jump and you're spinning with the snowboard.
Got this. Hastings, Waterloo, Gettysburg, and now this. Another turning point in history.
Like, this is where you're supposed to get the level 3 weapons from what I'm told. Which makes sense, honestly.
I, for one, think the EDF are crazy. Why can't they be rational, like me?
Ooh, a red armadillo sweater. I don't know what that does, but it sounds nice. We got all flying units here. Let's see, what accessories did we get here? We got Grizzly Knuckles. Ooh, excuse me. Let's see, 2% increase in damage, 5% in ability damage. SP points earned from taking damage. Let's see, turtle armor, 20% increase in armor, 4% recovery boost, active, ooh. Although reduced speed and heavier gravity. Oh, level 3 is on hardest, okay. No, that's still good, honestly. 10% increase in armor. Is that it? No, that was it, actually. How many emblems did I unlock here? Everything's broken. Let's see, you've got the wolf emblem. Got a star. We got the number 2. Second player for life. Oh, that's a nice one. I'm surprised there's no honey bear. I'm surprised there's no honey bear emblem. But yeah, there's a lot of little things. We also got the horse here because we'll be doing the missions on hard mode. Let's see. We only need to do 48 missions on hard, huh? 48 missions on hardest and 48 missions on Inferno. Destroy 5 clouds. What? Huh. Rescue another player a total of 60 times. That's not so bad. Pilot a vehicle a total. Yeah, there it is. Pilot a vehicle a total of 150 times. A lot of little grinding stuff I've been doing. Because the achievements in this game are literally like kill 500 enemies or use said ability 100 times. It literally just spamming. Like, it's stuff you'll eventually get if you play each class. For now, though, it is getting a bit late here tonight. Let's take a look and see who else is streaming right now. Right now, I got no one on my list here, unfortunately. So, just to give you guys a bit of an update of what's going to happen. So, tomorrow will be Super Bomberman R Online. If you want to try out the game, it is free to play. It is available on every single console. So you can definitely give that a shot. But, other than that, though, what's going on there for this weekend here? So, like I said, you want to try out Bomberman R Online? Tomorrow will be private matches, so we'll probably be doing some standards, some Grand Prix, or if you guys want to do 64, we can do 64. But until then, though, I hope you guys enjoy your Friday. I hope you enjoy the Summer Games Fest, since that's continuing tomorrow, or I guess it officially starts tomorrow, and also E3 starts on Saturday. So hopefully you guys see a few games that you actually might want to talk about tomorrow. But until then, thank you very much for watching, and as always, until then, take care, and take care of yourself first.